Kent, do you like coffee?
I love it.
Do you like Gettysburg?
I love it.
Well, you should try Little Ground Top, which is probably the greatest coffee ever to come out of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. It's roasted right here. You know, Bantam Roasters down across from the Dobbin House on Steinmore Avenue? Sure. Well, this is where we get it from. They roast it, and you know, some days I go in there for my morning cup of coffee, and there's smoke coming out of the smokestack, and I go and I get a big snort of it, and it smells like roasted coffee beans. Of course, it makes me cough, but it's also really delicious smelling, as this is too. You can smell it in here, right? Ken, it is probably something that has made more people happy in the last year since we've had it out than anything else. Including one of our listeners is a lottery winner, and he said when he had his first sip of this, it made him happier than when he won the lottery. So good for him, right?
Must be damn good.
It's fantastic. I'm telling you, it's like a winning lottery ticket in your mouth with every sip. So you can get it at Bantam Roasters down at 82 Steinmore Avenue here in Gettysburg, or going to addressinggettysburg.com/cafe. Here's a bag for you.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
It's been a pleasure.
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks.
From the Gettysburg Museum of History Studios, high atop Baltimore Street, in a maximum security facility complete with central air, it's AG Today.
Hey, I'm Gary Edelman.
Hi, this is Wayne Motz.
Hi, I'm Joey Ceresi, and you're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
Oh, wow.
That's the coolest.
Oh, wow.
And that's the coolest.
Hi, this is Caroline Janey, and you are live on Addressing Gettysburg.
It'll either be my day off or my day off. They should visit a nice buffet. Bethany can't do it. Just leave him alone. Yeah, just let the man live. God, driving into houses. Bethany can't do it.
Oh, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Starting late just to piss Barbara off. That's what we're doing today. Yeah. And we did it, guys. We did it. Let's go to the comments section right now. We did it. We succeeded. I love the... So, I have to be honest. What happened was...
we're horrible people.
We're horrible people. So, Court runs the cameras. Court got here at 5:25. And we all, you know, this is really, we shouldn't do this, actually. We'll be better if we don't do it.
Talk to each other?
Talk to each other. Because then we run out of steam for the show. We have nothing to talk about on the show, right? We should all just ignore each other when we come in. Everybody go to their station. Just don't talk, right? And then we'll be starting on time. But we were talking.
Yeah.
We were talking, you know. And, you know, a lot of people, by the way, come from work. And a lot of people get out of work at 5. So to start at 5:30 on time, not always easy. But we noticed we were starting late, and we're like, let's take bets to see how many comments it takes before Barbara complains about how late we are. So here's what we got. Tad said she'd be the first comment. Debbie said the 5th. Cindy said the 3rd. Court 7th. Beth 10th. Me, I said the 2nd. And she was the 3rd one.
Yay, Cindy.
Cindy won that one. So there you go. And we just, Barbara, you know I'm not picking on you.
Barbara, I want to know where.
Barbara is one of my
local?
favorite non-patrons. Because she always gives me a hard time.
I want to meet her. I want to meet her.
I want to too.
So bad.
I've been in, what was it, film club before. And she doesn't turn her camera on. Like I would, if I tripped, I wouldn't know if I tripped over. Would not know her. Love to meet Barbara. Barbara, if you ever come down to Gettysburg, let me know. And
we'll do dinner.
We'll do dinner, and we'll give you the grand tour of the studio. Well, actually, I'll do it right now. Court, go to this camera, please. There it is.
Hey!
Beautiful. And
aren't we adorable?
Yeah, and then we'll get dinner after that.
We'll go get dinner. We'll laugh. We'll cry.
I know. We will laugh. We will
We'll leave
cry.
changed.
So, how are you, Bethany?
Today was a day.
Why?
Just, you at work. Work is work, and it's never...
Pearl Harbor happened in December, so that's not it.
No,
Yeah, it's
this
not
is not a
December.
day that will live in infamy.
Infamy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not a
No,
day
that's
that'll live
right.
in infamy.
Yeah, you're right.
Today is Green Day.
Green Day. What does that
at
mean?
my son's kindergarten class, so I
I
am wearing
see.
green in solidarity.
With your kids' class.
With my
Sure.
kids' class.
Sure.
It was so cute because I've been talking about because I might be a little obsessed with my kid, and I came into work today and there were several people wearing green.
Aren't you supposed to though? I don't understand.
Ezra's supposed to.
Why are we wearing green?
Yeah.
But
It's not
the
St.
people,
Patrick's Day.
the people I work with were doing it out of solidarity with my
Solidarity
kid.
with your kid.
Oh, with your kid.
Good.
That's nice of them.
I know.
Why do they do that?
Because they love me.
They love you and they love little Ezra,
Yes.
right? That's the beauty of it all. Well, that's great. How about you, Court? What's new with you? Wait, and by the way, yeah, I think it's nice that you're a little obsessed with your kid because I know far too many parents who seem to resent their children these days.
Oh no.
And it's like, well, you had them.
worked-
Nobody told you to have them.
I had to go through fertility for Ezra. So
Right, you really wanted him.
Yeah.
So he's your little blessing.
He is my little
Your little
blessing.
miracle.
I was in labor for 44 hours.
God.
The day they shut the state down for COVID.
Well, it is interesting because he's what, 5?
Mm-hmm.
And he's about the size of a 9-year-old. So he must have, as an infant, must have been about the size of a 2-year-old, which must have
He was
been
9
no wonder
pounds,
it was
4
44
ounces.
hours. Huh?
He was 9 pounds, 4 ounces.
Oh, that's not that big.
No, but even the doctor said, she said he came out with like
Muscles.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
a toddler.
He's like, get out of my way.
Yeah, get out of my way. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah. Time to be born.
Yeah.
Well, good. How about you, Court? What's new with you?
My mom's in town.
Hey!
Oh, why did you
have
bring
never
her?
mentioned your mom ever.
Sure. He's brought her here. She's
he
been
hasn't.
here. Yes, he has.
Not during this show.
Yes.
No.
Yes. She sat in the back.
My dad did.
His dad was
dad
here.
did.
No, his mom too.
No.
No, we had a Zoom meeting, and she showed up to say hi before the Zoom meeting, and then she left.
Yeah, that was not
That was-
during this show. I would remember. You know how obsessed I am with Court.
Yeah, she was in here at a different time.
She was in here at a different time. It was a
But
different
we
show
look
we were
a lot
doing.
alike. Let me tell you, I'm a lot taller, but otherwise, pretty weird.
Yeah.
Pretty weird.
Yeah. Well, great. Great. Just great.
But as far as what's new, look at this.
What?
Yeah, show everybody these here now. This is pretty cool.
These are
A lot of people say nobody started the habit of collecting seashells until the 20th century, but this is not true. Go ahead, tell the story.
So these seashells were picked up as souvenirs by George B. Carnes of the Company I of the 1st New York Heavy Artillery.
None other than that George.
Yeah.
B. Carnes.
He went on to a very successful career in comedy or something. I don't know.
That's Carlin.
Yeah.
Oh
Whatever.
my gosh.
And
This is a great story so far.
yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Sorry.
The so he enlisted at 18, was shipped down to Hilton Head Island, and he picked up these seashells at Morris Island and Port Royal, which is where Mitchellville was, the freed slave colony of Mitchellville. So that's pretty neat. They were part of his souvenir board. This is a piece of human bone.
What bone?
No.
No. Ah, look, Beth.
The pubis rectalis. And that's the anatomical name.
Is it really?
No, I don't know.
Do we even know if it's a human bone? It's just a bone that was found on Morris Island.
At the site of the Swamp Angel,
Mm-hmm.
which as far as cannons go, that's got to be near the top of my favorites.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
So it blew up. He found this. And then probably the neatest one, I think. I just imagine an 18-year-old walking into a deserted old plantation and seeing
there's a swamp dragon.
there's a swamp angel, and he sees the piano over there and thinks, I had to take a souvenir, and he labeled it January 1865, Coosawhatchie, South Carolina, which is overland on the way to Hilton Head Island. So if you're familiar with the Savannah area, Hilton Head area,
Tad is.
got it. Rich Condon, sent him a picture. So
There you go. He must have loved it.
he did.
He did. Great.
Yeah. So those will be part of the collection, and maybe they'll be part of like some
Display that we
display
do.
that
Yeah.
we do.
The Digital History Pioneers collection you're talking about.
Yeah, we're working on some really neat stuff.
Yeah, we really are. If only we had your donations.
Let me-
dhpioneers.com.
I'm going to drop a little hint here. Say that recently I cataloged and categorized World War I collection for an upcoming host of maybe a mobile display for the Digital History Pioneers.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
We're talking hundreds of letters. We're talking souvenirs from France.
France.
Original items that come to you.
And a very stale croissant, I believe, is part of that collection,
Hardtack.
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we call it hardtack here, but over there they call it croissant.
Croissant.
Yeah. Well, cool, Court. I like that. Those are pretty neat. Those are pretty neat. I like the seashells.
Yeah, I mean, I walk at Port Royal and pick up seashells, and it's kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember going there when I was 18, and I can't imagine being in the middle of a war going there. Like, I went there for vacation.
Yeah, right. But he went there for a war and picked up seashells
And picked up
by the seashore.
piano. He had other stuff, but the grouping was very expensive, so I got
Was
what
it?
I could. Yeah.
What was that? What else was in the grouping?
There some like congealed, really heavy gunpowder
Okay.
from one of the magazine stores on Morris Island. So the powder that was shooting into Charleston.
Mm-hmm.
His actually Sam Perry, who you know,
Mm-hmm.
he bought Carnes engineer insignia and his Corps badge. So I'd say most of the relevant stuff to the Hilton Head Savannah area, which has always been a place I've been fond of, we got. Digital History Pioneers has it.
Amazing. So you were telling us before that, by the way, this is part of the talking before the show. We actually talk about things to talk about in this segment. And you were saying that you and Mikey B and now Eric Houston are, how did you word it? You're picking on,
Trolling.
We're going after him.
you're going after somebody in one of the discussion groups on Facebook who's using AI to make his point. Is that what you're saying?
He's using AI to back up a theory that he has. And you don't have to cite a source if there is no source.
Yeah,
That's
you know
the
how like when
genius.
you search
That's
something, it
the
does the
genius
AI
of this.
summary.
Yeah, no, I get what it is he's doing. But so what is the argument that you're all having?
Imagine you're a debate team champion and you show up and the other team, like you spend a half hour laying out your succinct argument and the other team says, we just don't recognize your argument at all.
Right,
The
and then
debate.
you go as a defense,
Now, this is just a hypothesis.
and they look at you, and they correct you.
Hypothesis.
This guy's saying, I have absolute unequivocal proof that the Confederates used the cupola at the seminary
Oh,
as a main signal station. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't.
right. That's what all of the learned people who took the guide exam and passed say. That's what the seminary says. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't.
So this guy's saying, you know, what's the Union signal officer? Jerome.
Aaron Brainerd Jerome.
Yeah. He's like, well, that guy was there. He's like, yeah, but he's different. He's on the
He's not a
different team.
Confederate.
Yeah, hypothesis.
So Mikey B, oh God, he was.
You don't want to get Mikey B started because Mikey B, he's
Brutal.
he is brutal.
Daryl C said, seriously, AI, that's your source?
Uh-oh.
And then Greg responded, disprove it.
Oh,
LJ said, it's not hard to do. And Mike, then what did Mike say? Oh, he must have maybe Greg deleted it.
Greg, who?
The original post.
The original poster. Okay.
Here's another one. Proof. This is a direct screenshot from the thread. It's an AI summary of Signal Corps.
Uh huh.
Just a general,
Read what AI says.
AI says, Sources for the Confederate Signal Corps at Gettysburg include primary materials like letters and memoirs.
So it's
Analyses of the battle's signal operations and general histories of the Civil War Signal Corps, such as those found on www.civilwarsignals.org.
Wow. Okay, so but what did Mike say? You lost Mikey's?
He said, you sure throw a lot of insults around for being the least intelligent and like least informed person on this thread. And I said, I commented, got him. And then Michael B said, sure showed him who was boss. And then I posted this picture. It's a person asking for the source. And then the guy from the Watchman says, it was revealed to me in a dream. And now Michael asked me while I was on the way here, did you know that Lee was controlled from inside by a small alien? Proved to me he wasn't. I can't, because I honestly believe that.
Yeah.
And
you don't want to prove that wrong.
No.
I burned my lip on bacon grease the other day.
Wow, that is a segue. I think that deserves an applause.
Thank you.
For best segue of the night.
He's been splitting wood too.
Yeah, splitting wood and burning
Splitting your lip.
It's like napalm, that grease.
What? Why?
I was at the Blackstone Grill, and I had a bunch of bacon on there, and I got it from the butcher, and it was nice, thick cut. It looked really good, right? Cooked it to the perfect brownness and crispiness, which I like. Put it in my little Tupperware bin, you know, and I scraped down the grill and everything, and I figured it sat out there, cooled off by now. And as I'm walking in, I'm looking at this bacon. I'm like, God, that looks so good. So I go and I grab one and I go put it on my, go to put it in my mouth. And, ooh, it's hot. It's burning my tongue. I get that out, but it's hanging because, I'm holding the thing there and everything. And it's like hanging down and it's sitting on my lip just. And, You see the.
Branded himself.
Branded myself.
Bacon brand
He took
yourself.
the cow.
Yeah.
Fired it up, branded himself with the cow.
Yeah.
That is like.
Except that it's a pig.
Psychotic.
But that's okay.
And I was at the shrink today, right? And I use it as a bitch session, right? So I just bitch about the world typically,
A lot of people
right?
do.
And I go in there and I'm bitching about
burning your lip with bacon grease.
Well, no,
Just existence and stuff.
Well, really, just life.
Yeah.
But of course, like I have no, it's everybody around the world just drives me insane, right? And so I'm at Giant one day, and
as you are literally 24/7.
all the time, and I'm standing over by the pharmacy, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I just happen to look up over where the self-serve checkout things are, the self-checkout section is. And this woman comes around. You know how they have the shopping carts with like the plastic seat in them for the kids to sit in? Okay. Look, I'm saying this as a non-parent and I'm fully aware of that. So please take that arrow out of your quiver after I say this. This kid had to be no younger than 10 years old. Okay? Being pushed around in that cart. Now, obviously, she was too big to fit in the plastic seat part. So she's in the cargo part, and she's got little ponytails and she's eating some sugary gross treat that she clearly couldn't wait to open before her mother, or couldn't wait for her mother to pay for it before she opened it. And she's got this look of like, it's like Cleopatra being carried on a sedan, just like this like regal look about her, like she owns the place, right? And her mother just looks beaten down by the world, and so it's obvious that she's just letting her do anything. But this pungent little kid, and it's not the kid's fault, okay? It's the parents' fault. When you were a kid.
Yes.
Did you have a rule? Did they have a rule with soda? Was soda part of your daily diet?
No.
How about you, Court?
I drank so much soda that my doctor told me I had to quit because I was pre-diabetic.
As a kid?
Late teens, yeah. I would.
No. I mean, as a little kid, when everything that you put in your body is your parents giving it to you.
No, not that early.
Okay, Tadley, how about you? Nope, no soda. Cindy? Nope. Debbie? No. Okay, right. Me neither,
and
right?
Ezra doesn't get soda.
So Ezra doesn't get soda. Soda, and most sugary treats were for occasions.
Yes.
Right? Birthday party, Christmas, something like that, right? It was a treat.
Yeah.
A one-off, yeah.
Yeah. Not every day.
Mm-mm.
and so I'm sitting there and I'm like, and this kid's feeding her face, right? And then I kind of like bumped my lip, and I go, I burned my lip on bacon the other day, and she started laughing, and she goes, why? How did you do that? And I was like, it looked really good, and I figured it had enough time to cool, so I took it. I'm like, and she's like, so the little kid who's feeding its face, going, mom, bugs you, but you did the same thing with bacon. And I go, I'm an adult, okay? I make bad decisions. That's why I'm sitting here talking to you, okay? That child is going to make stupid decisions as long as her parents let her. And that's what bugs me, is the parents, the weak, lazy parents. That's what bugs me. My parents were not weak and lazy. Yours were not weak. Nobody back there had weak and lazy parents who gave in when you begged for a soda.
Oh my God, no! You would never. I would never have asked my mother for something like that.
It's ridiculous.
My
She would have
mother
been.
Tried my grandfather.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
there was
you
a
don't
man
mess
I
with
would
them.
never cross.
That rot your teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only ever remember my grandmother being mad at me twice in my entire life with her. So the 19 years of my life. And she was with me every day. And those 2 times were enough for the rest of my life to know to never do anything like that ever again.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's just not good for them.
No.
It just bugs me.
But I do think, and I have noticed this as a parent, people don't parent.
That's what I'm saying.
Like my son went to daycare with a girl who at 6 months old was given a tablet.
6 months old.
6 months old.
To drool on?
Every time she cried, they would put the tablet in front of her face. And so by the time she was, 3, she couldn't function. Like every time she did anything or maybe made a peep that they thought, oh God, she's going to start to cry, they'd put the tablet in front of her. It was horrible.
They're just weak.
Mm-hmm.
Can't she have one surgically attached and be
Apparently so. I mean, it would have made their lives so much easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of the ones that are let's see, my age, our kids are like teenagers or preteens, teenagers, somewhere around there. Some I know in their 20s. All that age group, that's our fault. That's my generation's fault. Everything goes back to the boomers, but this is more directly our
We blame
fault.
the boomers for everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
thanks
much.
for sending the elevator back down, guys. Hey,
Yeah.
almighty.
They stuck a crowbar in the
Oh,
gears, and they're
yeah.
like,
They're
"This
like-
ain't going down."
Yeah.
They're just like,
well, things could be better. They're like, shut up. I'm like, okay.
"You just gotta pull yourself up by the bootstraps, like we did." As they,
You
But
ever
they
try to
boomers
pull
didn't
yourself
do
up
that.
by
no, of course
bootstraps?
not. Their parents did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Anyway,
Let that be a lesson to them.
now that 90% of the audience is gone and pissed at me because I blame the boomers for everything.
No.
No, a lot of them blame them too. And by the way, it's not the boomers themselves; it's the people they put in power that did it,
My God.
and they're just taking advantage of it. Isn't that right?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm in
that's
love
right.
with this pen.
Yeah.
To do another awesome segue, I'm in love with this pen. I'm stealing it.
I didn't even know I had it, so
yeah, it's
have
mine
at
now.
it. So let's see what else here. Tim, Day, Debbie, Eric, Beth, all volunteered to help with the Get Out of the Car tours. So the Get Out of the Car tours will resume next year, saved by these 4 heroes. And we might actually kind of change them up a little bit. Cindy had a great idea. What did you call it, Cindy? Flash tours or something like that? I'm not throwing you under the bus. I like your idea, and I want to do it. What is it?
Well, I'm not
Flash
crapping on
dance?
anything.
Flash dance or micro tours? Yeah. So, and the idea being that they're not 2 hours long. They're 45 minutes to an hour long. Because, a lot of times people will come, but they have something else to do, say at noon, so they got to leave at like 11:30 or something. Why not just do them for an hour?
Sometimes I have to walk away from something, give myself 10 minutes, let it sink in, and then get back to it.
Oh, yeah.
I think I have a disability.
Well, I do too.
Yeah.
I think you have one. I mean, yeah. And so,
Matthew.
no, I
not much
do.
doubt. We've talked about it.
Yeah, I agree with him.
Yeah.
I think I do too.
Yeah.
So does my doctor.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah.
I swear to God,
Yeah. She sent me a letter.
I'm high functioning.
Yep.
That's all. But
Are we talking-
very disabled.
I mean,
What?
are we talking about the same disability?
Oh,
Is it a series of letters that aren't a name?
what?
Like attention deficit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, ADHD.
Yeah.
I think I definitely have that.
No, I totally do.
I have high cholesterol. There's news.
I know. That's sad. But you take care of the other thing, and that'll go away.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so they're gonna do the get out of the car tour. So I'm thinking I want to talk about this with the committee, and see, do we want to try the micro tour idea? And also I want to talk about this with Lewis. I kind of briefly mentioned it to him before, but I want to talk more in depth. After we recorded Lewis's anniversary show, he thought it was a cool format and everything. And I said, well, what if we did that for the tours next year? Instead of it being the traditional tour, why don't we take this format where the audience is as much a part of everything as anything else? And we do that on the tours, and and I said, this was just a throwaway until I come up with a better title, but we'll call them the What Do You Know tours. And it's basically like, we'll go out to a spot, let's say, the Angle. And instead of doing like a mile walk, we just kind of hang there and we discuss what happened at the Angle. And everybody shares what they know or what they think they know, or if you have questions about a certain spot or regiment or whatever the case may be. But like we've done for the anniversary shows and now these tavern talks. So I'd like to see what we think about that.
That's a bad idea at all.
Yeah, I think... I think it was Tim I was talking to, and he said that when he's, in other nonprofits that he's run, you got about 5 years before a certain fundraiser or type of event starts to get stale. Mm-hmm. And we've got 5 years under our belt. Well, this is 6 years with the Get Out of the Park tours under our belt. And maybe it's just getting stale. Maybe it's the format that's getting stale, right? And nothing against Lewis. It's just that how many traditional style tours can you go on before? Because they're not, the people that come on our tours, they're not only doing our tours. Mm-hmm. They're doing a lot of other tours. Mm-hmm. And it's all the same format. Mm-hmm. So let everybody else be unoriginal and let's us be original.
Yeah.
And also like, people like to call a lot of times people will say, oh, I really am impressed with the community you've built and blah, blah, blah. Well, if we're a community, then let's start being communal as far as our information sharing goes. Let's see what everybody knows.
Let's be communists. Yeah.
Let's be communists. Let's start a commune. We'll buy a big 600-acre spread of land out here. Everybody can build their huts. I'll stay in the main house. And what? And they can go out into town and work and bring it back to pay the mortgage.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah. No, but
everybody get your sackcloth dress out.
I think that we need to start really including the audience more. And also, I really do like the idea of making the tours patron only. But this year, just to try that idea out, I'm thinking we're going to do every other tour as a patron only tour. And then the ones in between will be open for the public.
Eric's got a good name for the tour.
What?
On the comment thing.
What?
Yeah.
Eric, what?
We can call it Get Out of the Tour tour.
I like that, Eric. That's pretty good.
That's very clever.
See, yeah, there you go. Maybe we'll try that. Get Out of the Tour tour. It's time for the Get Out of the Tour tours. That'll be fun.
You wanted a hike? No.
What?
You wanted a hike?
No, we're not doing that.
Bullshit that.
It's time for the Get Out of the Tour tours. This year, we explore the Angle, Devil's Den, Little Round Top, Le Peach Orchard, and the Wheatfield. Is that 6? That's
Lake
5.
Crawford.
And Lake Crawford.
No kayaking on Lake Crawford.
I think that lake needs to be renamed.
To Lake Crawford?
No.
Like officially on a Google map?
No, I think it needs to be named after, someone more responsible for it.
Yeah.
Not Crawford. Crawford wasn't responsible for that lake.
It's just a geographical name.
Yeah.
I do, about going back to your get out of the point tours. Get out of the point tours.
Right.
I do think one of the things that we do not do enough of is like people really like having some kind of thing to refer to, like a maps or handout of some kind.
Well, it's funny you say that we don't do enough of. There was no we in the Get Out of the Car tours. It was me.
Yeah.
And there was also, me. And I don't want to complain. I'm just saying
collective.
It's enough.
Hasn't he been through enough?
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
sorry.
you.
Yeah,
Haven't I been through enough?
Jeez.
Is not my back bent far enough for you?
He would never be your beast of burden.
I'll never be your beast of burden.
Also was going to say, as part of this committee, that could be my contribution.
There you go. Well,
if you would have let me continue my thought.
Yeah, I love it. Actually, I like that idea because I do. A lot of times people, especially when they have a group of kids, they'll have something for them to hold or read or see or something like that, or an activity. I always refer to Matt Atkinson, like he'll get people on a group and all right, you're Kershaw's brigade, you're Sam's brigade, and he'll line them up. And he'll move them around and everything. And it's entertaining for the people watching. And, I don't know if anybody actually learns from it, but it keeps them engaged. It's fun. And, I see their faces light up. And these are adults. Mm-hmm. And so all the stuff that, why that stuff had to end when childhood ended, I don't know. Because it's still effective for adults, especially all the adults, let's say, that are under 55 years old today. We're all man children. Like none of us wanted to grow up, right? And so we've held on to a lot of things that the previous generations would have said that's child's play. We kept them going, and so I think doing stuff that's more interactive like that. I don't know. I just think it's more our speed, and I didn't do enough of that stuff. I always said to Lewis we should do stuff like that, but it always just kind of
I think
fizzled out.
Too, when people go on a tour like that, it intimidates people who are not super nerdy.
Right.
When they don't, they're not even familiar with the names.
Right. Exactly.
So they'll
never be welcome back.
Oh, no, Court. That's not right.
They need to toughen up a little bit.
Yeah, they do.
Problem.
That's right.
We're having fun.
Exactly.
Have fun together.
Just have fun with us. Just throw out a fake name.
Yeah.
But I do think it helps to have something to refer to sometimes.
I absolutely do, and I think maps are a good idea. Lewis has printed them out sometimes when it's apropos. Other things that he does that I thought was really good, he did one Memorial Day. We went out where Willard lost his head, and Lewis had printed out names of men in the unit who died there and handed them out and had everybody read, hold their picture and read about the guy. And who he was, how old he was, his life, and where he died, and
It'd be a tearjerker.
It is a tearjerker, and Lewis very, very intelligently made everybody else read them because they choke him up, and he's like, "I'm sick of crying on these tours." I think with more heads involved in this, I think we might be able to reinvigorate and perhaps innovate the Get Out of the Car tours. Maybe a different name, rebrand them, whatever. Because, that's just what you got to do.
Might even get another Civil War going.
Might even be able to do that. What the hell is he talking about? I don't either.
We're bringing it back.
What about what about demonstrations or something
like protests?
No, this is how you line up in a formation. This is how you build a fence. This is how you.
If they don't know about a fence.
Well, we did that one year when we did the Vermont Brigade. Lewis split the group up into threes to represent the three regiments and put them in line and wheeled us and everything. And it was interesting because Now, of course, nobody was trained how to march in line, right? But very quickly, any unit cohesion that we had broke up because the ground is rough. It's not a golf course.
But I'm sure that was part of his point.
Probably was. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know if that happened in the Vermont Brigade, but it's still, whether it did or didn't, it doesn't matter because it puts something in your head that makes you go, oh, this isn't so easy. It looks like a nice, soft, even field, but when you get out here, it's not, and you get caught up on weeds and.
Why'd they all just line up and shoot at each other? That was so stupid the way they fought.
Exactly.
Dua Lipa.
So anyway, that's what we're going to do there. So thank you, Tim. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Beth. And we will have fun with that. You will have fun with that. Okay. There's nothing more fun than planning these tours.
So Tim's going to let us know what we're going to be doing.
You suckers.
That's Walter White in the basement. He's like, Skylar, where's my money? Remember that episode?
No.
Where he laughs and the camera just pulls out?
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
Good one. She's a force.
Anyway, that's it. So let's do this. Let's take a break. You know who our guest is today, ladies and germs? Oh, I bet you do, because you read the title. I bet you know. Chris Jones.
Hey!
Oh, Chris is he is the king at the Daniel Lady Farm, I believe is the proper term. Emperor at the Daniel Lady Farm. He has a lot of sway over there. He is all powerful.
Yeah.
And there's an event coming up called Fields of Fury, and we'll be right back.
It's hard to be arrogant when you're just average. Matt and Beth will be right back.
At Digital History Pioneers Foundation, we are about grassroots history on digital platforms. That means we are about podcasters, documentarians, YouTubers, and even TikTokers. All of these creators are out there trying to share their love of history with the public. They don't need ideas, they need funding, both from viewers and corporate donors. DH Pioneers' initial funding focus is on the Civil War era, with a special emphasis on the Addressing Gettysburg podcast. So be a vital part of the unique content Addressing Gettysburg has in store by donating at dhpioneers.com and help bring your love of history to the people. Digital History Pioneers is an IRS Section 501c3 approved charitable corporation that makes any donation tax deductible to the fullest extent of the law.
The Gettysburg Museum of History, located right here in the center of Gettysburg, PA. Owner and curator Eric Dorr grew up here and has spent his life collecting and preserving history through artifacts ranging from the Civil War, the Battle of Gettysburg, World War II, presidential items, pop culture, and more. His museum is free and open to visitors Wednesday through Sunday, 11 to 5 p.m., where you can stop by and immerse yourself in some of the most amazing artifacts that you would never believe exist in the middle of Gettysburg. If you're a fan of Band of Brothers and Everything Easy Company, you'll love his exhibit featuring the Dick Winters collection and artifacts from D-Day. You can even own your own piece of history by buying one of the many relics they have for sale in the museum and on the website gettysburgmuseumofhistory.com. The Gettysburg Museum of History is a non-profit 501c3 organization with a foundation that allows all purchases and donations to keep the museum operating and open free of charge. They have been featured on the History Channel, the Travel Channel, the Smithsonian Channel, and the Science Channel. Now you can check them out on American Artifact, the series on the YouTube channel, The History Underground. So that's the Gettysburg Museum of History at 219 Baltimore Street or the gettysburgmuseumofhistory.com. Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center, Gettysburg's premier museum, is housed in the historic Lutheran Seminary building constructed in 1832, a witness to the first day of battle. The museum's 3 floors of exhibits connect visitors to the dilemmas that led to the Civil War, provide a powerful and personal view of the battle's first day, and explore one of the battlefield's largest hospitals. No visit to Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center is complete without a guided tour of the building's famous cupola, where on the eve of
of battle, officers and civilians saw thousands of Confederate soldiers' campfires burning to the west, and Brigadier General John Buford watched for vital federal reinforcements as fighting erupted on the morning of July 1st. Today, you can stand where Buford stood and discover how this view helped chart the course of the Battle of Gettysburg. Your trip to Gettysburg is not complete without a serious visit to Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center, Gettysburg's premier museum. Purchase tickets online at seminaryridgemuseum.org or call 717-339-1300. To get tickets or a cupola tour, listeners may call or walk in and mention addressing Gettysburg, or by ordering online using the promo code AG1863 for 20% off. Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center. It began here.
There's a devil to pay.
Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, we have a lot more content for you over at patreon.com/addressinggettysburg. Also, you can make a tax-deductible donation to help support more videos like this at dhpioneers.com.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
What's that? You did something else and missed the break, thereby missing the clue you need to win the $5,000 sweepstakes? So impatient. You're back.
You can put those headphones on if you want.
There's all kinds of noise under here.
Yeah. You can hear all kinds of crazy ADD-inspired noise there, Chris. Pardon me, I'm got a little frog in my throat, if you watch out behind you. What the hell?
Thank you.
Tad, Jesus. Scared the hell out of poor Bethany. What was that?
Thank you, Tad.
It's her iPod.
No, I mean, why would iPod?
It's my phone.
Oh. Chris Jones.
Chris
Emperor.
Jones.
Emperor of the Daniel Lady Farm. What is technically your title?
I'm the facilities manager.
The facilities manager at, which is basically the emperor anywhere. Right? The facilities, because nobody can do anything without the facilities manager, turning the air conditioning on or something.
That's right. That's pretty much what I do. I go in the morning, I turn the AC on, and
he doesn't coordinate or do anything else.
No. Oh, that's awesome. Nope. No, but you do other things, though. You're like the reenactment king. Right? You're in charge of all that stuff.
I would love to take full credit for that. I could not do it without everyone who's at the farm that supports what I do and is part of it. I mean, there are other reenactors that work at the farm. It truly is a group effort to make any of it happen. I just happen to be the pretty face of it all.
Sure. September 20th and the 21st, you have an event coming up called Fields of Fury.
Yes, sir.
I like that. Fields of Fury. And who came up with that name?
I did.
You did.
Yeah.
It's a good name. It's a good name.
I wanted something generic. It's not reenacting any specific battle, so...
Yeah, so...
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Right, so, okay, because, September, the Battle of Gettysburg was July.
Right.
So what are you going to do in September?
Right.
What do you do then? Just like a generic type battle, or who writes the battle?
So, with things like Gettysburg, we go to great lengths to script the scenarios so they're as close to historical for what we're doing that day. With something like this, it's more generic, so it gives the commanders a little more autonomy, and it's a little more of a tactical experience. So we kind of have...
That's cool.
For the public battle, we do have marks that we want to hit for, like, starting and stopping, but other than that, it's sort of act and react, which is something that's missing in reenacting.
Yes. I like that idea, though. It makes it so that you gotta have to kind of think.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
You're not just like sitting there going through the motions because where it's not like a WWE match. It's like a street fight.
Right.
Right?
Right.
I like that.
A fabulous, as a reenactor, living historian, a fabulous way to learn more about your craft.
Mm-hmm. Well, also,
like you can see what would have and could have gone wrong.
And also, if you're walking around with stars and a reef on your collar, do you actually deserve them?
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Yeah,
right.
I think it's think it's pretty neat.
Well, and today in reenacting, because the numbers are so small, back 20 years ago plus whenever I started, the sergeant, the corporals, they had to do their jobs because the companies were so big. Now everything is so condensed, a captain can handle everything.
Yeah.
And the NCOs don't learn as much. So whenever you throw them into a situation where they have to think, they have to react, it does teach them more about what they need to know. And it's not the manual so much. I mean, there are the commands to get where you want to go, but man, in the middle of a fight, you've just got to get where you need to go.
Yeah, so reenacting is not only there to educate the public, but the reenactors themselves in an event like this kind of get an education.
This is more of an immersive event.
Yeah.
We're not in the bowl with the bleachers looking down on us. This is multi-layered. There's a reenactor only tactical part of it. So no spectators. Yeah. We've got about a 50-acre wood lot that we have put in trails. This past year, we had a detachment of U.S. engineers that came in and instructed the building of breastworks. So we actually have trenches with fascines and headlogs and things like that. And then and that's all objective based. So the commanders get, here's what you're supposed to do when you go in the woods. Have at it.
That is so freaking
That
cool.
is cool. But that's no spectators for that one. Then you've got like a rolling battle almost, right? Where the audience follows, like you're going to start in one field and the audience is going to follow the action to the other.
Right.
But tell us about the cool part after that is as the battle moves on, what's coming up behind them?
So, of course, the Daniel Lady Farm was used as you can call it a field hospital. Daniel Lady specifically cites it as it was being used for hospital purposes. So on top of the running battle, there's going to be a big medical aftermath. And to really up the game on that, we actually have 2 horse-drawn wagons that will be ambulances. So as the wounded are on the field, the battle moves out of that field, the ambulances pick up the wounded, take them to the barn where the Society of Civil War Surgeons is actually doing the medical scenario for us.
Nice.
And then the people get to do a tour of the hospital.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. That evening at 8:00, there's a candlelight hospital tour. So as you go through the house, which if you haven't been to the farm in the past few years, all of the house has been redone. All the museum displays have been updated. It's a much more immersive experience. So in the house, you'll learn more about the civilian side of the aftermath, and then up at the barn it's the wounded, the surgeons, what the men were going through.
I think that's going to be really neat. I think people are going to like that.
Thank you.
'Cause that's different.
Yeah.
It's almost like a video game.
Or
in
a
the
live action role playing.
Or LARPing.
Wow.
It's more
I don't
like that.
either of those.
No, that's not meant to be an insult.
Maybe I could see the LARPing being an insult.
No,
well,
it's
I'm
not
not
an insult.
intending it as one,
Yeah,
but
but I came without my cape. I mean,
No, because
I'm gonna throw my fireball at you. I'm a wizard.
there are people who play historically accurate LARPing games all the time.
No, of course.
But,
But what I'm trying to say is that it's interactive, and
it's
people
immersive.
Immersive. That's the word I'm looking for.
What makes it so cool though is that you have a little bit of something for every type of person. So like as a mom, I can take Ezra to just the areas near the farm part, or I can take him out into the field. I could do both. I can, but you don't have to do everything if you don't want to. And I think that's great. Like those are the types of events for a family that are so nice because not every kid can last that long.
Well, and one of the things that the farm is kind of becoming known for is we have one of our trustees, Eddie Roberts, is really, really focused on Civil War era games. So we set up a large kids area at our bigger events. So they get to play all the games, they get to learn about kids' activities of the era. And so that gives a chance for the whole family to have something. You know, dad wants to see the artillery demonstration, and mom wants to walk through the house, and the kid wants to learn about a tug of war or something. I don't know anything about that stuff.
Are they Civil War like games from the era or modern games about the Civil War?
They are Civil War games from the era, and he even has a few of them that show how they changed into the modern games they are now. It's actually pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that stuff. That's what's going to win. That type stuff, that thinking is going to win in the end of the day.
I agree.
Having something for everybody.
Well, something for everybody, but just kind of thinking out of the box and not doing things the way they've always been done.
Sure.
I'm becoming more and more a big advocate of doing things not the way they've been done for.
Yeah, less Ben Stein and more interactive.
Yeah, more Frankenstein. Less Ben Stein, more Frankenstein.
Frankenbean.
Pretty soon we're gonna have a get off the farm.
Nice callback there.
Just call the city. You got an applause.
That was a good one.
So, talk about the Daniel Lady Farm itself, though, because I don't think we've ever had anybody on this show to talk about it. What you guys do. How long has it been? What it is? All that. Just tell us about it.
So the farm is owned and operated by the Gettysburg Battlefield Preservation Association. Now, the association was started in 1959. It's actually the oldest Civil War preservation group in the United States.
Oh.
We had Dwight Eisenhower as a charter member.
Okay.
Their main purpose had always been buying battlefield land that then went to the Park Service. So actually, the 60 acres between Devil's Den and Little Round Top was the GBPA's first donation to the park in 1960. In 1999, they purchased 146 acres of the Daniel Lady Farm, and they were not able to turn it over to the park because the park regs had changed, and we were not contiguous to their existing borders. So they couldn't take it.
Right.
So instead, the GBPA turned their focus to the preservation of the farm. And it underwent hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of restoration to bring it back to its 1863 appearance. And now, we host scout camping almost every weekend from April to November. We have a lot of educational programs. Of course, the house and the barn are open for tours on weekends. And then just last year, we designed and put in 14 wayside markers. So even if you are only in Gettysburg during the week, you can come out to the farm at any point in time, get the map from the front of the main entrance, and go around the wayside markers, which give you the history of the property, what happened there during the battle, and how it became what it is today. So
you said it's it doesn't border the park, but it does.
It does now.
Did it not? So they didn't have Benner's Hill back then.
At the time we did not have the small parcel between the farm and Benner's Hill.
I see.
It was the old what I hear a lot of people refer to it as the Strickland Building. It was a T-shirt company.
Yeah.
So whenever that was purchased some years ago, I forget exactly when, that became our kind of meeting area, conference center, educational center.
That weird
building,
little
the tan cinder block building.
That's
right.
what that was?
Yeah.
That was the Strickland Building, and now that's our conference.
And now
center.
they're in town.
They're in town.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It just has this little. It looks like a house with a little.
No, I know.
exit
Yeah, I know.
onto it.
Right.
But I always pictured it was like a little sweet old lady who had like a hairstyling studio.
Oh, that's interesting. I thought there was a serial killer who lived in there. So that,
Oh, no.
our minds are very different.
Yeah, they are.
No.
So now though you can donate it to the park, but they probably wouldn't want it.
We could, but right. Because of everything that's been done, so let's look at it this way. We are the only Confederate hospital preserved as such that's open to the public in Gettysburg. And we are the only Confederate site north of the Mason-Dixon line.
Oh, interesting.
And, you know, the park is the park. And it would have a white picket fence around it with a ranger living in it, and nobody would ever see inside again.
Yeah, or be an office or something.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
the barn would be storage.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And they bury the bodies out back.
They buried him across the road in 1963.
Yes. Now, are there any graves on the property that you know about to this day? Or
I can't say that we know of any. I know there were some. We know that from Daniel's damage claim in 1868, where he specifically says that when they got home on July 4th, there were wounded men in the house and bodies they were obliged to bury. And then whenever you cross that with O'Neill's notes, Dr. O'Neill's notes, some of what he writes about, it doesn't say the Daniel Lady Farm,
right,
but it says like below Benner's in orchard across from Stone House.
Wonder where that
where else that would be.
Right.
And then, of course, a lot of those were exhumed in the 1870s. We can never say that they got everybody, but we can't say that they didn't. So
that's interesting. Okay. And now you do, how many events do you do during the year out there? Because you get the reenactment in July.
Right. So April is our big Scout immersion event. We get about 200 plus Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, Scouts in general. I don't want to be, politically incorrect here as I sit in my Confederate uniform.
Right.
I love driving by on that weekend because there's so many kids there, and it's usually cold. And they're all like as close to the fire as they can possibly get.
So with that, we run them through stations. They learn about infantry, cavalry, artillery, medical. Then they get, either a blue or gray kepi, a haversack, a wooden rifle, and split into their armies. And they learn how to march and drill and manual of arms, load and fire. And then we have a battle, which is pretty incredible because with reenactors, we have to observe safety zones. And even though I will say we did hand-to-hand combat this past year at the event for the East Cemetery Hill scenario, which was amazing. But whenever the first year we did it, and I see these two mad, gobs of children running at each other, I'm ready to have my head pop. And then I'm like, well, I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
They whack each other with a wooden gun.
Right, until the kid did, what was it, the 72nd PA monument?
Right.
And I'm like, okay, that's enough. That's enough.
Now,
so
you
sorry,
forgot.
I got off.
But you forgot one important part of that event, and that's Cam showing up at midnight with his Quaker gun.
There is that. You can always count on the Mallow reinforcements.
That's right. That's right. And they just came in on a train from
Chattanooga.
Do the
from Alderson Broward.
From Alderson Protestant.
Alderson Broderson.
Sorry, Cam.
Yeah, sorry, Cam. Go ahead.
Do the Scouts earn a patch for that event?
We give them a patch for the event. There's nothing specific that they do that weekend that earns them a patch. We always have service projects and things for the troops that come and camp at the farm. So there are things that they can get patches for that we offer.
Oh, that's cool. So you make them do some work.
Yeah,
that's smart.
Right.
I like that.
So Scout leaders can reach out to you.
Absolutely.
To sign up to do something.
DanielLadyFarm.com.
So you got the Scout event in April.
Yep, so that's April. We've done events in May before, reenactment events. Last year, Fields of Fury was in May, and we got a lot of feedback from reenactors and commanders that was a really tough month. It's the beginning of the season. There's a lot going on. So we didn't do anything this year. Of course, Gettysburg is July. August, this year was the third year for the Brewfest and 5K. So that gained a lot of traction this year. We're pretty happy with that. And then September, Fields of Fury. November, we have our reenactor yard sale, big swap meet kind of thing, which is neat. Yeah.
So you need to come on the show more often during the year to let us know what's going on.
Yeah. And December Christmas tours, which this past year we did. There's 4 rooms on the first floor of the house. So each room was Christmas of each Christmas. So Christmas of 61 was a soldier from the 10th New York Cavalry that, of course, spent Christmas of 61 here. and he's writing home to his father. Then 62 was Stonewall Jackson and Jane Corbin. 63 was Daniel and Rebecca, lady. And then 64 was a wounded soldier who had been sent home and then was questioning what he gave the cause.
Oh.
And then outside, we have a big fire going. You can do s'mores. There's period correct Christmas type treats. And that, of course, is winter of 65 whenever the world is all happy again.
The house always looks absolutely beautiful at Christmas time. It really does.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys do a good job with it out there.
We've got an incredible crew of volunteers and people that work there. I can't stress that enough. You know, I end up being the one that talks about the farm a lot, and I'm here now. I'm the face, but man, I can't do anything without the board that backs me and the volunteers that we have and the people that work the events. It's incredible to watch everything come together.
I like that you've got all these events going on. It's not just like one thing a year. It's like, you know. And so do you take like the hard winter months off? You don't really do anything out there?
Yeah, I mean, that's whenever I do a lot of my research. That's whenever I do a lot of the indoor maintenance, whenever the museum's closed and I've got the time and I don't have to worry about like, oh, okay, we got tours again this weekend, so I've got 4 days to get this done. If I want to paint a room, it can take a week or two and it doesn't matter.
What's like your fantasy event to hold out there that you haven't been able to do yet, but you hope to do before you're done with it?
Ooh, I mean, I would like to see the Fields of Fury grow and be more successful. And by successful, I don't mean, we're making all this money. By successful, I mean lots of reenactors. We've really been working on some change at the farm because we had a pretty poor reputation as far as authenticity and the way events were run, and we've taken all of that feedback and really improved things. We've really changed a lot. There's been changes in.
Are you talking about? I'm sorry, for the reenactments.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
sure, absolutely.
But that's what you're talking about with the authenticity, or you're talking about the property itself?
No, both.
Okay,
both, absolutely.
What was the inauthentic stuff
on the property?
Well, whatever.
Okay,
all of
so I'll give you an example. So on the property, there was a plastic garbage can down behind the house that just had like a white picket fence around it, and I got rid of that. Bought a whiskey barrel. Cut the top loose on it, and then put a plastic liner in it to hold a bag.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I found some.
So no modern intrusions.
Right. I found some log siding and built a couple of walls that we can put our porta-johns behind, so whenever you're driving by, you don't see those.
Yeah.
Trying to make it more Williamsburg-esque.
Okay.
In that sense.
I dig that. Yeah.
So
these garbage cans.
Yeah.
Right. So that for the site, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
For the events, it's things like in 23, I wrote I don't even remember how many page impression guideline for the Gettysburg reenactment. That way guys can look at it and go, oh, no, I shouldn't wear blue jeans. Right, because we shouldn't have to tell reenactors that, but we do.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there are people out there that just don't care. Now, there's two kinds of farbs. There are the farbs that don't there are the farbs that don't care and they know better, and then there's the people that are new and don't know better.
So there's noobs.
Right. So training somebody is different than trying to change somebody. Oh, I've done it this way for 20 years.
Yeah.
It's still wrong.
It's still wrong, right?
It's still wrong.
You've been wrong for 20 years.
Yeah. Right.
So what does FARB actually stand for?
I've heard it a couple different ways. The way I learned it as a kid getting into reenacting, it was an authentic person saying, "Far be it from me to tell you what's authentic."
Oh, see, that's interesting. I always heard it was far be it from authentic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But same thing.
Yeah, same kind of
basically.
thing.
Yeah. At least far be it is part of both of them.
I don't know.
I wonder if Google AI will be able
Let's
to
check
answer that
AI.
for us. Let's see.
Because it's always true on
what
AI.
does FARB mean in reenacting parlance? Oops.
Parlance, good word.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hope I spelled it right. Let's see. In historical reenacting, there's an answer. Farb is a derogatory term for a participant whose historical portrayal is inaccurate, inauthentic, or poorly executed due to a lack of effort, time, or money spent on historical accuracy in their costume, equipment, or behavior. Examples include wearing modern materials like Velcro, carrying a cell phone, or displaying obvious modern accessories. But where does it come from? Let's see. Origin.
Sorry, I asked the question. I'm a horrible person.
I have to know now. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Origin. Term farb originated in American Civil War reenacting around 1960 to 61, likely as a mock German expression by the Black Hats CSA group from the German word Farbe, which is a color, to describe the overly bright or inauthentic, too colorful clothing compared to the dull, muted historical uniforms of the era. Farb is a derogatory term for reenactors who prioritize convenience over authenticity, using modern materials or anachronistic items and behaviors. Faux German, the term farb is believed to have been coined by Jerry Rolfe, a German teacher and leader of the Black Hats CSA reenactment group during the sewing sessions in 1961. Farbe as a color. The word farb likely derives from the word farba, which means color. Oh, sorry, not as a color. It means color. Meaning in reenacting, dichotomy of authenticity. Farb represents an extreme on the spectrum of authenticity in historical reenacting. Yeah, so nobody knows.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, AI. Who's gonna go off of that?
So, yeah. So yeah, trying to improve things out there.
Right.
You know, there's always been that awful gap between the mainstream reenactors and the hardcore reenactors.
Mm-hmm.
And working at bridging that gap a little bit to where everyone can exist in one sandbox, you know, and the farm's big enough to do that. The mainstreamers can have their camp, their sea of canvas, that's fine. And then we can put the hardcore guys out in the woods and they can rough it as much as they want. And the only time they'd have to see each other is on the battlefield whenever we come together for the fight.
You should have them fight each other.
Farbs versus the hardcore.
So that's part of what Fields of Fury is bridging that gap. I make every possible I don't know what the word I want to use is, but so the campaigners can come and have a good time. If they want to be out in the woods, sleep in the trenches that we've got there, have at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, reenacting is too small to have this kind of division.
100%.
I agree.
Yeah.
Same with Gettysburg. It's too small. The history community is too small in Gettysburg to have any kind of division. But it exists.
It exists. And I think to an extent it always will.
Yeah, of course it will. As long as people are involved.
We're gonna repopulate Gettysburg's history community with cows.
Yeah,
there will
AI.
be no longer any arguments.
And we won't have to cut the grass anymore.
No, exactly.
Oh my God! We just
great,
solved
Bethany.
all the problems. Park maintenance.
Yeah,
Awesome.
right. Our yards.
Yeah.
I like that it's like almost like camp for the reenactors when the spectators aren't around. You know, they get to actually kind of just, you know, feel it.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like they really kind of get themselves into it.
You know, and that's the thing with reenacting. You can immerse yourself as little or as much as you want.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll notice reenactor to reenactor, even within the same unit, it can be different levels of that.
Yeah.
You know, there's and I'm not bad mouthing at all. I'm just saying that, you know, there'll be the people with the blow up mattress and the cooler in their tent. and let me tell you, a cold Gatorade is great in July.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say no.
Damn right.
And then there's those who, you know, they come to the event with what they've got on their back, and that's that. And I think that's fantastic. I love doing those events.
Yeah.
You know, the full immersion events are fantastic. But there is something to be said for when you can have that tent and you can bring the family, and now you're getting the next generation of reenactor interested. You know, we have a unit that comes to the farm a lot, the 5th Texas, and I mean, I think they've got as many kids as they have rifle-carrying members. And it's incredible to see these kids growing up in the hobby, because that's what I did.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the future. That's where we're going to get the next generation of reenactors.
Yeah. But people underestimate that. I truly believe, my own organization included, that they think, oh, eventually they'll get into it.
No.
Eventually people will just everybody comes in, tells us that, oh, when I was in 8th grade, I came here on a school trip, and then now I'm older and I just really fell in love with it, and that memory was wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's a generation. That's not guaranteed for every 8th grader that comes through here.
No, the people that go, oh, eventually they'll get into it. That's like people who it's like it's like they're looking at it in a lab. Like in other words, they probably aren't history people themselves.
No,
and they never got the bug. But like you talk to anybody who loves to come here, and it's very often the same story. Well, my dad used to take me here. My mom used to take me here.
Sure.
They loved it. And, we come here every summer, and I would just play on the rocks. But then eventually I got interested, and you got to keep bringing them here. You got to get them involved in things. You let them play on the rocks when they're little. They get a little older. You bring them to reenactment. You let them talk to the reenactors.
Sure.
And that's how you do it. But
well, and I take it as a little step further is I've got some people would call it ridiculous collection of uniforms and gear in all varying sizes and in whatever. So anybody who wants to try out reenacting, I can loan you everything you need. And boy, that's how we sink a lot of those hooks, because you get out there on the field, you fire that rifle.
Yeah.
You're in.
You
know, you want to do it.
Just putting on a uniform. I remember we years ago went and took pictures at Dave Wilson's place.
Yeah.
And just to put on a uniform, only to sit there.
Right.
But it just, as soon as you put it on, you look yourself in the mirror and you're like, huh.
You're really pretty good.
Pretty cool.
General calorie.
Yeah, exactly. Of course. That was nothing less. but it's like, okay, I can kind of, like, it's just something, it feels good. And you kind of look good. And you're like, yes. Maybe if I do some sit-ups, I could look better. Yeah.
Well,
I'll wear the uniform all the time.
I can honestly say, as a woman, putting on the dress is the same way.
Yeah.
You put it on and you put on that hoop skirt, and the first time you put and it comes down and settles on that hoop, you're like, this is pretty cool.
Right.
I could do this again.
Absolutely.
Well, I remember I watched a thing about, it was an interview with Johnny Depp about doing Jack Sparrow.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, yeah, I don't know, you do, you act in movies and whatever. And he goes, but when you put certain costumes on, the way the fabric hangs on you, and the way it feels, the weight of it and everything, you can't help but turn into somebody else.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it's kind of, and you can see it, because I know plenty of reenactors, and I know them when they're not reenacting. And then I see them when they put their uniforms on, and it's a complete, they carry themselves differently.
Right. Yeah.
And there's something about that. I don't know what you call that, but it's there.
It is.
Whatever
it is.
Yeah.
And I think that for me, I mean, I feel more comfortable in these clothes than I do my modern clothes.
I've never seen you in modern.
I haven't either.
90% of the time,
I bumped into you at Giant once, and you were a Union Major General.
Yeah, doing a promo
in the
thing.
produce section.
Sure. But most of the time for me, it's jeans, a t-shirt, and a cowboy hat. And unless you come to the farm,
I would
week,
never.
Right.
I've seen you out mowing, but I just see your face. You're on a tractor.
That's
or
what most people get is.
Yeah.
That's
just
all
the
they
face.
The face.
But like I can't honestly say I've ever seen you walking around in jeans and a t-shirt.
Oh, I run into people in public and they don't even recognize.
No,
me.
I wouldn't.
They don't even know who I am.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice.
Although the
actually,
goatee
sometimes
is pretty,
distinctive.
I think actually I know this happened. You came up to me in the yard at Rupp when you were doing something there at Rupp.
Yeah.
And you came up to me and I'm like, I have no clue who the hell.
That's right.
And I was like, oh. That actually did happen.
Yeah, that's right.
I tried to grow mine long like that, and I just didn't have the patience for it. It annoyed me while it was getting to that point.
Okay.
And I just forget this. Yeah.
This is
you're not meant for that.
No, I'm not.
You comb yours too much.
I comb it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
This has been the way it is. Oh my gosh.
As long as I've known you.
I was clean shaven once in college. Had the beard since then. In 2020, I did an O'Rourke portrayal, and I actually cut out the middle and just had the Burnside style.
Yeah.
So this is back since since then.
Look at him. Ridiculous.
You just reminded me I didn't comb it today. So
the number of times, if you go back and listen to the audio of this podcast, I can guarantee you the number of times you hear that noise. Just the comb on the beard. Yeah, turn it up a little bit.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or him chewing gum. But then he pulls out my laugh. Because that's the weird part. That's the weird part. Not the combing of the beard.
It's
my
your
laugh.
Yeah. Did you know Bethany has a theme song too?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go. He can't hear it, sweetheart.
No, I can hear it.
I could house that loaf.
Houses a loaf, she usually takes
I usually take smaller bites.
Oh my god, my gut hurts. But when she cracks up, she chokes and snorts. How lucky are we to know a broad like Bethany?
I'm glad it's done in love. All of you love me.
Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't do that for everybody.
No,
Yeah.
no, not everybody gets their own theme song. I thought it would be good if we did like a 1970s. Okay, stop laughing. If we did like a 1970s style sitcom where Bethany goes to live. I forget the premise now, but
I
Jack
lived
A.
with
Harry.
these old women that I had to take care of.
Yeah.
Suddenly, I would live downstairs, but then suddenly. I couldn't help myself. I started
that's
taking
it.
care of
Yeah.
them as time went on.
You were it was like a 2-family house, but
Sure.
upstairs, downstairs, and she rented the place downstairs. But it was 3 old sisters upstairs, and they needed help. And so Bethany, being the kind heart that she is, went up and took care of them all the time. And ended up losing her job and everything because she never had the time for it.
Isn't this how like Arsenic and Old Lace started?
Is it?
I don't know, but I'm telling you right now, this was a subtle dig at my life choices, and him subtly trying to tell me, like, Bethany, you need to stop.
You're too nice, is what I was saying.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure,
you're too nice to people. And
See, I've never been told that.
Yeah.
So I don't have to
Me
worry
neither.
about it.
It was like, maybe you should be a little nicer. Like, why do I want to do that? But Bethany is too nice to a fault.
Yeah.
To her own detriment sometimes,
That's
right?
not good.
So
No good.
this was his way of telling me that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He didn't come out and say, Bethany, you need to stop.
Uh-huh.
He did a promo for a television show. That's his way of being
Yeah.
a friend.
But well, yeah, and you're welcome for being a friend.
I love you immensely, and you know.
I know that. I know that for sure. Totally. How could I not know that?
Bullshit.
Oh, that wasn't me. That was Tim. That was Tim. I swear to God, it wasn't me.
Bullshit.
No, it wasn't me.
The one I've missed is Major Taylor's.
Oh, his. Let's see. You got a couple of them. You got
That's the one.
and you got.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually
no
was.
time.
I was talking to Mr. Brinkman just yesterday.
Oh, really? How's he doing?
Good. He's coming back.
Did
for
you get a part in the movie?
Reenactor coordinator.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So maybe you could put me in one of the battle scenes or the battle
Jesus
scene.
Lord.
I just want a horse
Chris.
and a colonel's uniform. That's all I want.
Chris, no.
Chris, yes.
No.
Chris. Somebody had a good idea the other day. So the Dobbin House put out a text or a post about something regarding the movie. I forget what the substance was, right?
Yep.
And everybody was so in the comments section. People were like, "Tad, what was it?" They were all like upset because they haven't even seen the first one.
The other one
right?
hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
That was the main thing, is that it was like, how could you do this?
Yeah.
When you haven't
Yeah.
And but Matt, I think you pointed out, like, they have shown it here locally
1,000 times.
and it's sold out every single time.
Yeah. Now, in fairness, there are people who can't get here for one reason or another to see it, and they want to watch it at home on TV or on Netflix or something like that.
Sure.
But they don't really understand how difficult the business of it is, and there's a lot of things that made it so that it hasn't been released yet. But they are like this close to finalizing a distribution deal for this year.
Cool.
So I think hopefully November it will be available. I don't know where yet. They don't have. He can't tell those details until it's all said and done. But my point is that people were just eviscerating Bo for making a sequel when they haven't seen the first one yet. And
it's a two-parter.
Somebody, yeah, right. You just have to wait. Somebody, David Bias, who's a listener of ours, great supporter of ours, he went in there and he said, "Please, for the love of God," or something like this. I forget. Do you have it, Tad, right now?
On me?
No. Okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But it was something like, please put Matt Callery and the Addressing Gettysburg gang and Tim Smith and Gary Edelman and all these people that make, that keep Gettysburg alive in the public. Please give them a part for this year or this time. And so I sent that to Bo, the screenshot, and I said, "See, the people are clamoring."
They're gonna make you John Burns.
Well, yeah. Well, there's a good choice for that, a better choice for that than me. But anyway, so he called me after that, and I was like, "Bo, I have the perfect idea what to do with all of us. Let us be in it, but make us homeless people in the background."
Camp followers.
Me, Tim, Gary, Bethany, the whole crew, all dressed as homeless people, hovering around, huddling around a fire somewhere, trying to warm our hands while the main characters walk by. And that's it.
Let me wring out some laundry out of a
be a great
wash
cameo.
tub
Yeah,
or
be a great
something.
cameo.
I think so.
I agree.
I like Bo. It's like how Hitchcock put himself in his movies. This will be your little Easter egg. Every time you do a movie set in Gettysburg, you make me, Tim, and Gary and the crew homeless. I think it would be hilarious.
I will donate my wardrobe to make that happen. 100%. I will outfit you to be the most homeless people
perfect.
Gettysburg could
perfect.
have.
You have like things in tatters.
Oh, heck yeah.
Good.
Heck yeah.
I think
And
the audience.
if I didn't, I would cut them up just for that.
You destroy them.
I would.
I think the audience needs to start commenting like crazy. Every time you see a comment about that, let's start something here, right? Tim, Gary, me, you, everybody else, homeless people in the background. Gettysburg Christmas 2, 1863,
Well,
whatever the hell it's
I love
called.
every
What you
minute
do
of that.
is you let me outfit you and then you go to the casting call. I mean, how
Maybe
could
we'll
they
do that.
say no?
Yeah.
I'm
How
going to
could
be
they
out
say
of
no?
town during the casting call, though.
Yeah, but that'd be good though.
Well,
Next.
Nate, that's a great segue. Actually, if you can't make it to the September date when the extras call is happening, there is now.
Hold it. That's my live read today. Don't take my thunder away.
You know what?
Speak
Matt?
up during the live read.
You know what, Matt?
I appreciate the initiative and the enthusiasm.
Matt, you know what?
What?
Just because you have the outline of Hitchcock does not mean you should have a part in the movie.
Whoa. Tad.
I hate you.
I love you too.
All right, who's next, please? What's your name?
Matt Callery.
And what do you portray?
A homeless guy in Gettysburg.
Okay, let's see it. Okay, you got the part.
It's that easy, bro.
It's that easy.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
You realize I'm going to be in the room that day when that's happening, right?
Well, that was a bit. Did we call it a bit? You suspend disbelief.
I'm saying you might want to be a little bit nicer to me if you.
Oh! You have a say in who gets to be in the movie.
I mean, you don't know that, do you?
Oh,
Maybe
Tad,
I
you're
do,
getting
maybe
your
I
dinner
don't.
bought tonight.
I think you need to be nicer to me because I've known Bo longer than you, and he trusts my opinion.
Right, but
No, he
you're not
doesn't.
paying me.
That has nothing to do with what I can say to
Good
muddy
Lord,
the
you
water.
guys are getting brutal to each other.
We love each other. This is how we.
I was going to say, this is how we communicate with each other. We can't do things normally.
Right, we bust balls. We bust balls. Hey, Tad, by the way, sorry to take away your.
No.
Tad, the other day, came and he did a fantastic job.
Good job.
And at the
Pat.
end, he said, and this was music to my ears, he said, "Thank you for letting me do this. It reminded me how much I love to do it." And I said, "Well, boy, there's a lot more where that came from."
Yes.
And there's about 8 terabytes worth of shows to edit. So, so I can't wait until you are available again.
I was gonna say I realized I basically just set myself up. I basically shackled myself into chains on that one.
Yeah.
But there was a legitimate thing with that because I used to do a lot of editing when I was younger.
Younger, you're 23.
Just because that was 60 years ago for you doesn't mean that it's not that.
Just go.
This is my life.
Just go. We got Grant with all of his smarmy little jokes. We don't need another one. Go ahead.
He's been nice to you in the chat, but
I know. I saw that.
He's been very, very nice.
I think he has
to
a
you.
fever.
I think so. But legitimately, it was really fun to be able to do that. And, working with you, you're somebody who knows what you want, but you're also willing to hear ideas, and you let me sort of play around with things with that edit.
Yeah, I love that. Yes.
It was a lot of fun. So I did mean when I said, and I'll say it publicly, I guess, for the podcast, thank you for letting me do that. It reminded me a lot about how much I missed it.
Well, good. I'm very happy because thank you for doing it, and you will be badgered into doing more.
Can't wait.
Anyway, Chris, September 20th, 21st.
Yep.
How do people get tickets?
www.danielladyfarm.com.
Very easy. No slashes. That's great.
Nope.
How much are tickets?
I do boots on the ground stuff. I don't work with numbers.
Oh, sorry, honey. There's a price.
It's on the website.
Oh.
It's on the website. Go to the website. Google it. Maybe Google AI will tell you.
Google AI
I think it's like $20 for the day, maybe. It's like that's the day pass.
You don't have it on the paper you gave me.
Nope, I don't.
Oh, damn it. Well, you know what? Go to the website. It doesn't cost you anything to go to the website.
That's right.
Come on, folks.
That's right.
So go to the website, check it out, danielladyfarm.com.
And remember that, whenever you get tickets, whether it's for you reenactors out there, pre-registration, 12 more days, two winners will be picked for O'Rourke's gift cards.
Oh, very nice.
Ooh.
Very nice.
Yeah. Last Gettysburg we did Dobbin House. This event we're doing O'Rourke's.
Do you limit how many reenactors, or
No.
is it just as many as you can get?
No, whoever can come.
Good.
And then of course there is the walk-on option. You're just not eligible for the gift card win. But the money that we get from the event, it goes right back into the farm.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's done with it. One thing reenactors and just people in general don't understand, that the registration money that we charge reenactors doesn't even cover the porta-johns.
Really?
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, those things are expensive.
So it's just kind of a
They're
token
a
fee.
shit ton of money.
It's well.
He's such a dork. Look at Tad.
What was his face?
Tad, just do it again, Tad. Let her see your face. No, her face. Your face.
You love me.
We just have to pull that. He's leaving. All right. Anyway.
So yeah, it's supporting the farm. It's preserving it for generations to come, which really is it's our main goal. That's all of our goal here, is the preservation of the history.
Yeah.
It's remembering those who fought, those who died, and that's the goal of the farm. It's education.
And it is a beautiful farm, and it deserves to remain a beautiful farm.
Be a good spot for a get out of the tour.
It would be a good spot for some kind of event, for sure.
Yeah, I've seen big tents there too. Like you can really.
Oh, you got
do a
room.
lot there.
Yeah.
You got some.
We've had a
room.
couple of there's been weddings there. You can do
Yeah, but there's nothing more fun than watching those little kids when it's cold out. In the
shivering.
Oh my God. One day I went to work and I saw them in the morning, and I called Mark and I'm like, you got to drive by. And he got in the car and drove by so that he could see them.
Well, and yet, one of the other things that we do is a kids battle. Just during it's Saturday, they get their wooden rifles and their keppies. Actually, Dirty Billy has made and donated a bunch of keppies for the kids to use for the kids battle.
Yeah.
Because again, it's getting that younger generation involved, and Eric
Dorr, he was part of I forget what it was called. It must have been Company K, but it was like a local reenacting group for kids that Colonel Sheed started.
Oh, okay.
And he still talks about that. Like, you know, I remember when we did that, you know, like it's just a cool thing that you're going to remember, you know. So that's a great thing that you guys do there. All right, well, check them out, ladies and gentlemen, DanielLadyFarm.com, and go to the event. Chris, thank you very much. Be right back after these words, folks.
We'll be right back with Matt and Bethany.
That's another great question.
If you like this podcast and what we're doing here, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much.
Who can forget the sounds of the 60s?
The 1860s. I can't, and you can't either. Now, there's Marching Through Georgia, the exciting new album by Billy Webster. All of your favorite hits of the 1860s in one place. Such hits as Gary Owens, the Battle Hymn of the Republic, All Quiet Along the Potomac Tonight, Marching Through Georgia, and much, much more. So what are you waiting for? Go to billysongs.com and order your digital download of Billy Webster's Marching Through Georgia today. That's billysongs.com.
Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center, Gettysburg's premier museum, is housed in the historic Lutheran Seminary building constructed in 1832, a witness to the first day of battle. The museum's 3 floors of exhibits connect visitors to the dilemmas that led to the Civil War, provide a powerful and personal view of the battle's first day, and explore one of the battlefield's largest hospitals. No visit to Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center is complete without a guided tour of the building's famous cupola, where on the eve of battle, officers and civilians saw thousands of Confederate soldiers' campfires burning to the west, and Brigadier General John Buford watched for vital federal reinforcements as fighting erupted on the morning of July 1st. Today, you can stand where Buford stood and discover how this view helped chart the course of the Battle of Gettysburg. Your trip to Gettysburg is not complete without a serious visit to Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center, Gettysburg's premier museum. Purchase tickets online at seminaryridgemuseum.org or call 717-339-1300. To get tickets or a cupola tour, listeners may call or walk in and mention addressing Gettysburg, or by ordering online using the promo code AG1863 for 20% off. Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center. It began here.
There's a devil to pay.
When you're dragging ass out of bed and the hair's mussed up on your head, you picture the 20th Maine and you're happy once again. Fight the battle against being slow with little ground top, bro.
when you're dragging ass out of bed, the hairs must up on your head. You picture the 20th Maine, and you're happy once again. Fight the battle against being slow with Little Ground Top Road.
Addressing Gettysburg's Little Ground Top by Bantam Roasters is available at 82 Steinware Avenue in Gettysburg or at addressinggettysburg.com/cafe.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
Court's going to look at a house. Courtney's looking at a house down on Barlow 2 Taverns Road or something like that. Hey, we talked about it in the interview there, but there is an open casting call for extras. So if you're a reenactor, living historian, come in your 1863 civilian and or union uniform on September 13th, 2025 from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Webster Room at Hotel Gettysburg. Should I show up as a homeless guy?
Oh, 100%.
You think?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't think I feel like I don't need to audition.
I think you do.
I think
I
you
don't think I
should
do.
because it gives you practice for other future things.
I don't want to audition for things.
Okay.
Okay. They always say it's not what you know, it's who you know. Well,
But
I know the director.
How many other famous directors do you know?
I know the work of Steven Spielberg. I know
Ron Howard.
Ron Howard. Love his work.
You know me, Matt.
I know you. I know Tad. He's a soon-to-be famous director.
Hopefully, yeah. Which, by the way, the thing that I wanted to add on, to
Yes.
that, which Matt rudely interrupted me.
Well, you were jumping the gun.
Is that if you can't make it to the September 13th date, please send your information to extras1863 at gmail.com.
Wow.
Again, that's extras1863 at gmail.com.
Perfect. So you set up a Gmail with 1863 in it and an extras. But now it's extras in 1863, not 1863 extras, just like Tad said. So
Don't
now,
confuse
do they need to send what, like a video? What do they need to send?
Just send an email to them, and they will get back to you, like what specifically you need to send them, be it an outfit, be it a video. Do that.
Great, perfect, fantastic, love it. So that's it. One more time, ladies and gentlemen. September 13th, 2025, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Webster Room at the Gettysburg Hotel, right there on the square. Be there or don't be in the movie. Too loud, sorry. I blasted it so he could hear Bethany's song.
Matt and Beth.
Okay. We're back, and it's time. Let's just. I don't really have anything else I wanted to share with anybody, so let's just get right into it. You want to do that?
That's fine.
Good. We'll do it then. We're going to get right into. You know what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the news.
And now, all the news that's fit to print and a good deal that's not. Here's AG Today's lead anchor Bethany Yingling with current events and sidewalk conditions.
Library book returned after 82 years. Note says Grandma won't be able to pay for it anymore.
That's funny.
Come
That's
on.
funny. That's cute.
It was the deadpan delivery that sold it. If anything else, and it would not have worked.
That's good. I like that one.
Matt, play the song again.
Now I got to do it all over again.
Sorry.
Actually, you know what? I do have something before the news.
I knew that was going to happen.
Here we go.
Yes, Mr. Callery, this is Kathy Hobson calling. It's August 1st today, and I mailed you a letter, and they took it yesterday out of my mailbox. In the letter, I have a question about a PA regiment that fought in the Civil War, but I'm not sure if it was at Gettysburg. But they said that they had a mascot as a pig, and I don't know. I never heard of that one before, but maybe 6 questions might know the answer to that. That's about it, and just checking in to make sure you're okay and things down there. So you have a good day today, and I'll be watching your program next week, and tell Cindy I said hello and give Major a hug for me. And you have a good day, okay?
Okay.
Mr. Calorie. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy.
Bye-bye.
Could she be any cuter?
She's adorable. So Kathy did send that letter and asked that question, and I asked around, and no one could think of a regiment with a pig as a mascot.
Did you ask AI?
Let's do it right now. Let's see if AI knows the answer. Hold on. Which
Wouldn't that be
Civil
something?
War regiment had a pig as a mascot? Now, I asked the great 6 questions, Lance, this question, and he's like, oh, I don't know. But, oh boy. The 9th Connecticut Infantry Regiment had a pig named Jeff Davis as a mascot. Other regiments also had various mascots, including the 43rd Mississippi's Camel and Stonewall Jackson's unit's pig, Susan Jane, but dogs were the most popular. All right. There you go.
I just had a conversation in a meeting about the AI.
And by the way,
overview.
sorry, if you don't believe the AI is right, disprove it.
Well, it disproves itself, which is
Yeah.
what my conversation was about.
Go ahead. What was the conversation?
Well, I said that it doesn't even pull the right information in its overview from the sources it cites on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Because when you go to the sites, you're like, that's not even what I asked for, but thank you.
Well, let's see. Let's go. Well, let's see. 9th Connecticut. Let's do it like this. 9th Connecticut mascot. 9th Connecticut Infantry mascot. Let's just put that in there. Okay. Good. Great. I'm glad you pointed that out. Now AI says the 9th Connecticut Infantry Regiment, a Union Army unit in the American Civil War, does not have a documented mascot in its history. While the regiment was known for having experienced soldiers at its formation in 1861, there's no record of a specific animal or other mascot associated in historical accounts. So there you go. So, okay. So don't trust AI.
No.
It's not mature enough
And the
yet.
problem is that this was the point of the conversation, is that there's a lot of websites that are no longer getting the visits that they used to get because the first thing to pop up is the AI overview and people
And it's
search
wrong.
certain things. And they're not checking it, which means they're not going to that site to verify, or even to look further. They just read it and call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
So click your sources there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or double check.
Don't trust AI.
Yeah.
Coward, it's me again. I just left a message like maybe a minute ago. The other question I had was on your little ground top coffee. Would you ever come out with a regular grind? Nothing fancy added to it, just a regular ground coffee. That's the other question I was going to ask you. Okay, well, thanks again, and you have a good one. Okay. Bye-bye.
Well, Kathy, I was talking with Chad, the owner of Bantam Roasters today, and he said the only thing that is added to Little Ground Top is my blood, sweat, and tears, because he works very hard roasting the coffee. Of course, there is no blood in there. There is no sweat nor tears, but there is nothing added to Little Ground Top. I think what you might be thinking of is in the description, when we would do the ads for it, we would talk about hints of cacao and wild cherry or whatever.
Roasted sugar.
Toasted sugar and wild grass and snodgrass. And that does not mean it's added. It just means that people with a very sophisticated palate can detect those notes. Same with wine. People who taste wine, you read a description of a wine and charcoal mellowed with a hint of berry. And you're like, what the hell are you talking about? I don't taste any of that. It just tastes like sour grapes to me. So I think that might be what you're referring to. And that is that. There's nothing added to Little Ground Top. It is a medium roast. And we are about to unveil our delayed dark roast Devil's Blend this fall. Okay.
Mr. Calorie, this is Kathy Hoffman again. Here's another question for you. It's going to sound like a Grant from Down Under question, but is it true that Robert E. Lee had a chicken with him down at Gettysburg that laid an egg under his cot each night? I came across that on the YouTube channel somewhere again, just like the pig question, the mascot. I know it's a stupid question, but maybe 6 questions might have an answer for that one. Okay? It's like they should have these questions on the guide test. They might be simple to answer or something. So maybe he might know the answer to that one. Okay, thanks again, Mr. Calorie.
Sorry, that's
okay, you
my
have a
volume.
good night. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, Kathy, for that one. And you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to let somebody who came within a nose hair of making the cut on the guide exam. And Debbie, would you go to the microphone, please? Debbie, what was your score again, Debbie? It's like 80.9, right, or something?
81.45.
81.45, and the cutoff was 81.46. Right? It was something really that.
83.
80, okay, still, that's really close.
Yeah.
Debbie, the question about Robert E. Lee's chicken. I heard one night he got very upset and choked it, but tell me, is it true?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't think I'd ever heard that one before.
Really?
Yeah.
She's about to ask Google AI.
Now that we have proven, thank you, Cindy, that AI is not to be trusted.
I'm sure it gives some right answers, just not most.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike Lentz brings up a good point in the questions while you're looking there, Debbie. If a pig was a mascot, the first hungry time and meat would be back on the menu. What? I know what he's saying because this is what he said on the phone. He goes, and this is kind of what I thought was like, if they had a pig as a mascot, the first time they get hungry,
They would have eaten it.
they would have eaten the little bastard.
We're gonna have to do a little more research to verify it, but according to the AI, it is true, and it was actually cooked before the Battle of the Wilderness. So it was only there until the Battle of the Wilderness. Like I said, we're going to have to do a little more look-see to find out if that's in fact true.
And Grant makes a good point. Now we know how Robert E. Lee hurt his wrists.
Oh, God.
Apparently, the chicken's name was Nellie.
Nellie. Yeah, I had heard that story plenty of times, and I don't think it was ever dispelled as a rumor or something that can't be verified. But I also really don't care much about the animal mascots and those things. So I don't really pay attention to that. I can't with the dogs, especially when they get shot.
Sally.
Yeah, Sally and Sadie or whatever the one is over on Culp's Hill.
Oh, I don't know the name of that one.
Oh, Gracie, I think, maybe. I don't think anybody knows her name, but for some reason, some people have called her Gracie. I can't tell that story because I get choked up. It's too, yeah.
I don't even know that story.
Do you know that story, Debbie? Can you tell it without getting choked up?
Sorry, I was looking up something.
Oh, God damn it.
Whoa, just like the average listener.
Yeah. Not paying attention.
Pretty much, yeah. So I only half heard what was being something about a dog.
I think the dog's name is Sadie Gracie over on Culp's Hill, the one that Kane.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember the dog having an actual name.
Well, the name isn't important. Do you know the story?
That's the one where the dog was riddled with bullets, wasn't it? Yeah, and they ended up like giving it an honorable burial and all of this stuff because it wanted to stay with its unit,
Oh God.
so it got hit multiple times.
Oh, and it was licking the hands of the wounded.
Yeah.
And I think it was General Kane gave her a proper burial because he said she was the only Christian-minded soul on the battlefield.
Yes.
See, I didn't choke up because I didn't tell the whole thing. But she did, so she saved us there. Thank you very much. Let's see what other voicemails we have.
By the way, Emerging Civil War says the chicken story is true.
All right, well, if they say it, it must be true. All right, very good. Thank you.
This is Kathy Hoffman again. I hope I'm not a pain in your tuchus, but I was wondering, since you're also from New Jersey, if you would have been familiar with a little town called Maplewood, New Jersey. and Edison or Menlo Park.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they had bakery down there. It was called Watson Bagels. You used to walk in there. You could see them make the bagels. They were nice, fresh, and hot. They had cream cheese and everything. And I was just curious. I'm sitting here watching the battlefield walks for day 3. I know it's a little off, your Gettysburg questions, but just curious. Okay, well, you enjoy these battle days, and you have a nice 4th. So talk to you later. You have a good one.
That was back on July 3rd. Thank you for that, Kathy. You had a nice 4th. Sorry to get to these so late. Yeah, I do know Maplewood and Edison. Not what they used to be, but I do know them. Never been to that bakery, though, but I have. There's wonderful food.
Yes, Mr. Calorie, this is
there.
Kathy Houghton calling. I'm just calling to wish you a happy anniversary week for the Battle of Gettysburg. And I want to thank you for all the drives that you're doing from Emmitsburg to Gettysburg, your town halls, and everything else in between that you do that I watch. And, it keeps me connected to you down there. So I just wanted to keep in touch and say that I'd like you to say hello to Bethany, Cindy,
Hi.
Mike, Debbie, and Courtney. Say hi to all them. Give Major a big hug for me. And you have a good week and have a good day. Try to stay cool a little bit. I know you like it hot, but try to stay cool a little bit. So hope to talk to you later. Okay, you have a good day. Thank you. Bye.
Some like it hot, Kathy.
And now, all the news that's fit to print and a good deal that's not. Here's AG Today's lead anchor.
I love it
Bethany
hot.
with current events and sidewalk conditions.
Library book returned after 82 years. Note says Grandma won't be able to pay for it anymore.
Gettysburg celebrates native and Hall of Fame pitcher Eddie Plank with his 150th birthday.
Ospreys nesting on stadium light pole disrupts Minnesota high school's fall sports season.
Gettysburg rezoning planned but not settled. All this tomorrow. Whatever. I can't.
Yeah.
Today's bad.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about big balls then.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead. So, what is this story with the library?
What's that?
Is it
San
a local
Antonio?
one? Oh, it's
No.
out of San Antonio.
San Antonio.
Okay.
There's no interesting news around town right now.
Yeah, we don't have the funny news.
A library book has been returned nearly 82 years after it was borrowed from the San Antonio Public Library. It came with a letter noting that Grandma won't be able to pay for it anymore. The book is Your Child, His Family, and Friends by marriage and family counselor Francis Bruce Strain. It was checked out on July 1943 and returned this past June from a person in Oregon. The library said in a news release, so after the recent death of my father, I inherited a few boxes of books that he left behind. The person wrote in a letter that was shared by the library on Instagram and signed with the initials PAAG. The book was a guide for parents on helping their children navigate personal relationships. It was checked out when the person's father was 11 years old. The book must have been borrowed by my grandmother. A very long name. The person wrote, in that year, she transferred to Mexico City to work for the U.S. Embassy. She must have taken the book with her, and some 82 years later, it ended up in my possession. The book had received write-ups in various newspapers at the time. The Cincinnati Enquirer described it as a complete guidebook to the personal relationships of a child with his family and the outside world. New York Times noted a month later that Strain was a psychologist and mother of 2 who had been best known for her wise, sensitive, and unsentimental presentation of sex education. So that is what this book was.
Hey now.
And so after 82 years, it was finally returned.
Wow.
Do you have any library books that you never returned?
What's a library?
Oh, get going.
Oh, stop it.
Oh, you stop it. No. When I got out of school, I bought books. I didn't, because I like to.
But what about when you were in school? Didn't you ever borrow them when you were?
Oh, yeah. No, because, my mom would be like, don't forget to take your library book.
We had in the house in Clarion, we had these cup.
Oh, my God. Really? No, go ahead. You had
Cubbies
what?
under the eave of the house. Under the,
Yeah.
And apparently my uncle, when he was a teenager or whatever, would go up there and hide, and he had his clubhouse up there, And Mallory and I were cleaning out the. I hate you so much. And found his old.
Wow. Oh, that's so gross. Uh huh. Okay, go ahead.
Found his old textbooks.
that could have sounded bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and I don't even know anymore. But my grandmother was so upset because I brought it downstairs. I'm like, oh my God, look at this textbook. And she goes, oh my God, I had to pay the school for that.
Yeah.
And she was so mad. She
Yeah.
called Uncle Randy and he was like, oh my God. And this was 50 years later.
You know, sometimes the memory of having to spend a lot of money on something your kid wastes is it never goes away.
No.
Never goes away.
Yeah, I got
But
a
it
bill
is
for Paige's book when she was a senior.
Yeah.
She couldn't graduate without the bill being paid.
Oh, that's how they get you.
I should
Yeah.
bring this
Couldn't
book in
graduate.
because it was
Yeah, you will not get your diploma if you
Bullshit.
don't pay your
Bullshit.
it
pay
was
for your
a
book.
Bullshit,
U.S.
I won't
history
give out
book,
a clue.
a Catholic U.S. history book. I should bring it in. It's pretty
Bullshit.
awesome.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Tad, you ever steal a library book? Forget to take it back.
Here's
So he's going to make a joke
Yeah.
because we don't use books anymore.
Here's,
Oh.
no, here's the thing: is that you guys
Here's
can
the
you guys can do this and you can talk about this because you're not from here. I grew up here. Anything I say, I can still
Can
be
be
held
used against
liable.
you.
I'm still here. So
Plus,
All
we're
right.
so old that the statute of limitations has run out on
So
most
basically,
things.
he's saying he
Yes,
has.
yes.
So
are you just
Okay.
assuming that because of
Luckily for you,
True.
Tad, nobody local watches the show. So
you
there
have
go.
a point? You
Yes.
have a point.
Bullshit.
No, it's true.
Oh my goodness.
All right, what's next?
Gettysburg native and Hall of Fame pitcher Edward S. Eddie Plank will be honored in his hometown on Saturday, August 30th and Sunday, August 31st in recognition of the 150th anniversary of his birth. Plank's legacy.
Wow.
Oh my God, I suck today.
Jesus.
Plank's legacy will be celebrated with a series of events. The weekend kicks off with a panel featuring former Major League Baseball players. Are you ready for the names?
Yes.
Sid Bream. Oh my God.
Yeah, keep going.
Jeff Manto.
Oh my God. Uh-huh.
And Cody Epley.
Wow.
At 10 a.m. on Saturday. Do we have forks?
Why would you want forks just to go listen to them talk?
On Sunday, August 31st, the official anniversary of
usually
Plank's
take smaller
birth,
bites.
a permanent plaque will be dedicated in his honor. The public is invited to attend the brief dedication ceremony at 1 p.m. Special guests include Plank's grandson, Edward S. Plank III, and Adams County historian Tim Smith. But here's
Bullshit.
it doesn't tell you where
The
the,
mayor
plank's
was
gonna
there.
go. That's what I don't. The plank.
The plank.
The plaque is gonna go.
Uh-huh.
Which I don't understand.
Cool.
It's a whole article about come to this thing, but then it doesn't tell you where it's gonna be. So
I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
We'll never know.
We shall never know then. Maybe they put it on the left.
Should let me go to the right.
Or maybe to the right. Yeah, that's a good point.
We should ask Google AI.
Maybe. Yeah.
Take him from the rear.
All right, what else?
Ospreys nesting on stadium light pole disrupts Minnesota high school's fall sports season. I thought this was pretty funny, actually.
Okay.
Apple Valley, Minnesota. Turn off the lights. Nesting Ospreys have defeated the Apple Valley Eagles in Minnesota high school football. Ha ha ha. They haven't actually played each other. But the Ospreys took charge when they built a huge nest to raise their chicks high up on a light pole at the Apple Valley High School football field. Because of it, the migratory raptors that are protected under state and federal law forced the school, known as the Eagles, to rearrange their football and soccer schedules, switching to day games instead of night.
Burnt pole tops.
Turning on the hot floodlights would have risked cooking the birds and starting a fire.
Burnt pole tops.
When you tell someone the story of, wow, we have to reschedule because there's an osprey nest in our stadium, they're like, you can't make this stuff up, right? Said athletic director Corey Hansen. Working in the state Department of Natural Resources, the school has been sending up a drone twice a week to monitor the chicks so that
good.
once the young ospreys are old enough to fly off, crews can remove the nest and switch on the traditional Friday night lights.
Huh.
This is just an education guess.
Are you done?
I am done.
Okay. Gettysburg Borough Council took its first deep dive into the latest draft of the zoning ordinance that they've been planning since time immemorial. And were able to agree on only one of three major issues. The council's task over the coming months is to reconcile the Planning Commission draft of the ordinance, rewrite of the draft released by the boroughs. This is a
Draft.
A draft of a draft of a rewrite of a draft
of a draft.
That's like having a meeting to talk about a meeting.
That they started in early 2024.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Members agreed to move forward on a new Carlisle Street neighborhood commercial zoning district. That's the
Is that the 7-story monstrosity?
During
the
its
atrocity
11-month review.
I think the name of that is going to be called Atrocity Gardens.
Is it?
Yeah, that's the name
There
of
was
the
no
building.
official motion presented. They did like an informal poll to see what, like, to take the pulse, so to speak, of the council on the thing. But
So let's have an extra meeting thrown in there.
yeah,
just for
so there's going to
for
have
good
to be
measure.
a voting one.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
The district contains only 17 parcels on Carlisle Street between Water Street and Lincoln Avenue, minus Gettysburg College to the west, and was proposed by district resident Sue Clipperly. I don't know her. Commission Chair Charles Strauss told council members. The area is now zoned as residential office, but was changed to moderate density residential. So they could encourage more residential uses in the area.
What does that mean?
It means that instead, because
7-story
there's
apartment
businesses down there right now, but I'm thinking they're thinking it's going to be a more of a residential. And, you know, in a weird way, it actually makes sense because there aren't a lot of businesses like down that stretch of.
No, that's true. Once you get to the Quickie Mart, there's really nothing past that.
Because you know what happens is that when it's zoned that way and it's not residential, we know what happens.
What happens?
Well, nobody can buy it because you can't get it appraised.
Oh, yes. Yes.
At the heart of the height issue, which was part of this, was the Gettysburg.
Are you sure it's not height?
Are you making fun of me?
No, I'm asking because some people say height around here.
And I'm the person you were making fun of.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
Well, you said it the right way this time.
Well, because I was reading it.
Yeah. Well,
Is the
okay.
proposed Gettysburg
Bethany,
station.
you can't do it.
Which
Just leave him alone.
Okay, which received special approval from the Borough Zoning Hearing Board to exceed the 80-foot limit placed that's currently in place. So they're allowed to go above it.
No.
This district was removed in the rezoning process, and the station site is proposed to be included in a new revised district, along with several parcels on the western side of Carlisle Street that are not in the district. So basically, everything across from the station, there's rezoning that as well, which is currently residential as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, I do believe those are all residency.
Mhm.
Well, no, because what's that restaurant on the corner right on the train tracks?
Tacos Monarca?
Yeah. Does that have apartments above it?
Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
Man, would it smell good though.
Oh man, can you imagine? I once lived above. Well, it's not there anymore. Remember Ping's?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I lived
They're
above.
planning on reopening it.
Oh,
apparently.
really?
Yeah.
I lived above them, and we had a balcony on the back of the building, the back of the apartment, and the dumpster was right below us.
Mm-hmm.
And my God, in the summertime, the stink was high.
Oh, really?
Oh, my Lord. Well, it's fish, you know?
Mm-hmm. I
Me
think
and Pete would sit out there, try to talk, smoke our cigarettes, you know?
Yeah.
Make fun of people. We couldn't stand it for like 10 minutes. On the really, really hot days, it was bad.
I bet it was.
Garbage day was a godsend, but that only lasted a day.
So this is also an interesting part. The Planning Commission's rewrite of the definition for a family in the current ordinance and was not changed in the task force rewrite will also be subject to more discussion. Borough staff is confident that the Commission's definition wouldn't interfere with families and they support the revision. Council members did not embrace that view. The borough should be defining family, Carr said, because the Planning Commission tried, they think that it's a borough issue.
Well, let's talk about big balls then.
Issues with college students living off campus were best dealt with by the police department and code enforcement officer, which is Pete. With support lacking and meeting length already well over 2 hours, members agreed to continue discussion of both the height limit and family definition at a special work session. Which
Gonna
is
be
September
talking about
3rd
it
at
in
5 p.m.
2028.
Yep.
What?
We'll still be talking about it in 2028.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that's an interesting topic. They're defining what a family is. Who can live in a house before you suddenly become an apartment building or residential commercial
or a brothel?
Right. I do understand the premise.
Yeah.
For a multitude of reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also more and more people are moving home. You know, like now we're going back to that mentality of multiple generations in a single family home.
Right.
Yeah. Thanks,
I don't
boomers.
think that there should be necessarily a limit on like your actual family, right?
But what's to determine what an actual that's what they're trying to define.
But the reason that they're trying to define it is, you know, because of there being, let's say, 12 college students cramming themselves into a house. So like I understand the premise of why, and you can't say no 12.
But they're not even really fighting over what the definition is. They're fighting over who was allowed to make the definition.
Right.
The planning commission or the borough.
Yeah.
That's the first step. And then they'll fight over what the definition is.
It's just a lot. It's like since we started doing this show, I've been paying attention to this whole zoning thing because it will really affect businesses in the downtown and people's, you know, how they classify houses downtown. And that is a huge deal for a small town like this.
Yeah. Gettysburg, it's sad. It's not what it used to be. It's changed a lot. It's just, it feels like, I don't know. I don't know. It just feels like it doesn't feel like a small town anymore. It used to have a very small town
This
feel.
is the thing that you need to pay attention to.
Yeah.
Now. See, people are always like, it's zoning, it's so boring. Well, yeah, it is.
It is.
But at the same time, the problem is this is what changes your town.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you want to have it stay a certain way or you don't want certain types of places coming into your town, this is the kind of stuff you have to pay attention to.
Well, the thing is, though, like the 7-story building, Atrocity Gardens, that, you know, by the time word started to spread on that, the ink was already dry. There was nothing anybody would be able to do. And that's the problem, is that council and the borough manager, they're not transparent, and because they want the money. And so they know that people would fight.
But also, what can you do about it?
At this point, nothing.
I mean, in the beginning, what would you have been able to do?
Well, I moved out of town.
These are how these small campaigns take place. I mean, when local people found out that they were talking about the casinos, I mean, there was insane backlash.
Yeah. So to answer your question, if they were honest with us and they were transparent and they let everybody know it, not secretly, not quietly, like buried in a newspaper somewhere, but where people would know it was something that was being considered and in the works, people would do what they did for the casino. And, you know, listen, there's something to be said for a dedicated minority of NIMBYs and the power that they have. And somebody's money can only go so far against that group of people.
Camp Letterman.
Yeah.
So do you remember probably 10 years ago now, there was a huge backlash in the newspaper because Walmart wanted to buy that parcel. And the Daniel Lady Farm came out against it. I mean, people were nuts about it. Aldi bought it. I didn't hear a word.
Different group of people here now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I mean, is
yeah.
that it's different from before, like you're saying. And
it is, but the problem isn't putting an apartment building there. The problem is letting this guy break the law because he's friends with somebody in power in town,
not the
and
problem.
palms were greased.
I'm not saying that's not the problem.
Or not break the law, but you know, tweak.
We're gonna gonna overlook the height variance.
Thank you.
We're gonna make it an exception here because of this project.
Right.
It's a whole different ball of wax.
Yeah, but they wouldn't do that for me. They wouldn't do that for you.
Right. And I
Wouldn't do that for anybody
understand
else.
that. But as you just said, it's a different group of people here now, which means would you have that many people come out against it? I mean, at the end of the day.
You still would against that. Maybe not Aldi, but I think you would against that still, yes. But maybe not. But I think you would.
I don't know
if they were honest with us.
Against what? Against which are you saying? Against the
Atrocity Gardens.
We have a name for it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What else you got?
Well, I just have one more. How do you say the last name? Guo. If you're talking like Asian American.
Guo. Guo.
Guo or Gao? Guo.
Guo.
would
Guo.
be Gao. Guo.
Guo.
Okay.
Guo.
We'll all agree
Guo.
on that. So,
Tad. Just wanted to make sure you're awake, Tad. Go ahead.
U.S. teen influencer has been stranded in the Chilean Arctic since landing without permission.
Yes.
What was intended as a fundraising mission for cancer research has become become a nightmare for American teen influencer Ethan Guo, who has been stuck since June in a remote location in the Chilean territory in Antarctica. Authorities say Guo landed his small plane illegally after providing false flight plan information to officials who opened an investigation. Guo, who made headlines last year when the then 19-year-old began a trip in an attempt to become the youngest person to fly solo to all 7 continents, and at the same time collected donations for research into childhood cancer. As part of the trip, the teen, who identifies as Asian American, planned to go to the Antarctic, but according to authorities, he lied to officials, providing authorities with false flight plan data. Prosecutors said that he had been authorized to only fly over Punta Arenas. I know.
Oh my God.
Arenas? Arenas. How do you say it?
What?
Arenas?
Punta Uranus. Punta. I
right.
don't know.
Okay. But that he kept going south, heading for Antarctica. In his single-engine light aircraft known for its versatility. He was charged on June 29th with handing false information to ground control and landing without authorization. But on Monday, a judge dropped the charges as part of an agreement with his lawyers. It requires the teen to give a $30,000 donation to a children's cancer foundation within 30 days to avoid trial.
What?
He must also leave the country as soon as conditions allow and is prohibited from re-entering Chilean territory for 3 years.
Oh, this is in Chile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's in Antarctica, but in the Chilean territory.
Got it.
On Monday, after the judge's ruling, Guo told the Associated Press in a text message that he was relieved by the outcome. For the past 6 weeks since being charged, he has stayed at a military base. He was not forced to stay there, only to remain in the territory, but because of the severe winter, go figure, in that part of the southern hemisphere, there haven't been any available flights he could take home. He's been unable to fly his own plane. So yeah, he basically has to sit in Antarctica waiting for approval for his departure flight, but he's been there since June. It doesn't really get into like whether or not, I thought maybe it would get into, it kind of sounds like he was trying to become the youngest person to fly to all 7 continents by using the ruse of fundraising.
Yeah. Which is probably why the judge is making him donate
$30,000.
Because he realizes that the kids, I hate the word influencer. And especially when it's teen influencer, what do you know about life to influence anything? As Grant very wisely pointed out here, let me see if I can find this. Wild that Matt made addressing Gettysburg huge, old, Jersey born, and still waiting on wisdom, yet somehow he pulled it off. Yeah, what teenager has any wisdom that they can influence anybody? Thank you, Grant.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I wouldn't say influence. I do think that it's for a single engine plane, pretty impressive for a 19-year-old to make it to all 7 continents in that plane.
I have zero interest of ever trying to do something like that.
Oh, I
Like,
would not want to try. No.
No, I just don't
I would think it
understand
was
why you would
challenging,
want
though.
to.
You know, I just saw something about JFK Jr. Remember him, or were you too young?
No, I remember.
JFK Jr., John Kennedy, the president's son, right? Obviously, the junior part gives that away. And, you know, I was a kid-ish when he died, you know, teens, I think. And I remember when he died, and I remember him because, you know, again, I grew up out of New York, or outside of New York, so we got New York news, and he lived in Manhattan, and,
Yeah,
you know,
he's a
the
big deal.
paparazzi loved him and everything. Good-looking guy, you know, all the women wanted him and stuff. Big jerk, major idiot, very...
Yeah, he was a playboy.
Yeah, he was a play. Yeah. And the Kennedy men, by the way, are not good to their women.
No.
They're just not.
No.
They're
supportive
really
about it.
actually
Yeah.
horrible people. Which one? Ask Not? Is that the book you're talking about?
I think. Is
Yeah.
that the one we were
Yeah.
talking about not long ago?
Anyway, one of his friends.
Bless you.
Bless you. One of his friends.
Bless you again.
Bless you again.
Thank you.
Was said he had flown with him a bunch of times. He was supposed to fly with him the night that he died. And he said, I'd flown with him enough that I had made a vow the previous time, you know, no. And they invited me to fly because we were all going to the same wedding. And he was just like, I'm not flying with you anymore. Like, because he was reckless.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was flying to this wedding, he turned off the radio and communications with control tower and almost collided with an airliner. And the tower had to contact the airliner and be like, hey, do you see this little Piper, whatever the hell it was? No, we don't see. Well, he's getting into your airspace, so you got to climb or descend. I forget what they made him do, but they couldn't get a hold of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he was, I think he wasn't using his instruments, or he never really was good at using instruments, and it was night, and it was a little
How
misty.
do you get a license then?
And it was JFK Jr. You pay for your license. You know, you go up, you do something. I don't know. He could probably focus enough to pass a test and get a license. And then after that, he's like, I'm JFK Jr. I could do whatever I want. Anyway, they basically, because it was dark and he wasn't using, he went straight into the water. Like, it wasn't like they gradually, he just went straight down because he couldn't see, and he wasn't good on the instruments. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, flying is no joke. And just because you're somebody and you think, oh, it'd be cool to fly, it's like, yeah, but you have to follow the rules.
Yeah, there are actual rules.
Yeah, because if you don't kill yourself, you're going to kill somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And that night with JFK Jr., he almost killed 124 people plus 8 crew or something like that. And he actually did kill his wife,
But
sister-in-law,
people
and
were
himself.
So upset about it.
Yeah.
We lost such a great American.
Oh, please. Please. Sick of all these people. Go ahead. What's next?
Mountjoy supervisors approved purchase and installation of a generator hookup and a preemptive detection system at the intersections of Baltimore Pike at the outlets.
Hold on. Say this again.
I
was drinking. I was focusing on
approved
water.
purchases and installation of a generator hookup and a preemptive detection system at the intersections of Baltimore Pike at the outlets.
What is a preemptive detection system? For what?
I'm assuming catching you speeding and stuff. Just north of Heritage Drive
won't be
for
taking that road anymore.
$11,678.
Are you sure? Go ahead.
Are you going to look up what a
Yes.
preemptive? Are you going to ask AI?
Mhm.
What is a preemptive detection system? I should do voiceovers for directions and stuff,
You should.
or for
you really
AI.
Should. You really should. A preemptive detection system at an intersection temporarily gives an approaching emergency vehicle. Has nothing to do with us.
Okay,
it's,
good.
It's so it's so that
Oh,
an
the
ambulance
thing
can
so an
change the
ambulance can
lights
go
of
through.
red. So they
Okay,
can go
good.
through.
Thank the
Yeah.
sweet Lord.
All right.
But anyway, they're spending $11,000 on it.
Okay,
But you're
good.
going to have
Good. That I
construction-
applaud.
You're going to have construction there is the real
course.
reason I pulled the article up.
All right. All right.
Well,
I don't really have to go that way often, so that's fine.
I do. That's why I pulled it up. It's the way I go to go everywhere.
Where are you going that you're going down that way?
Home?
Oh, you take home. You go that way. You don't take 116?
No, not anymore.
Are you on the 97 side of life down there, or where are you?
I'm on the 97 side of life.
Come on, I'd like to get to dinner, please.
Oh, shut up.
Go ahead. Where are you now? Where are you living? Tell us your address.
Yeah, I live on. No.
All right, next story.
That's it. I don't have a story.
So, World War II weekend is coming up at the Eisenhower National Historic Site.
Yes, they have Rick Atkinson doing it.
That's right. They have September 19th through the 21st. Notable guests such as Rick Atkinson, of course. And looks like General George C. Marshall will be there. No, I'm sorry. I'm just skimming,
He's
looking for
now.
names. You're right. You're absolutely right. Susan Eisenhower.
Nice job, Matt.
Yeah, a bunch of people.
They're going to have
look.
the best part about that event. I'll
Here.
be there.
You know what I'll do for the folks
Working
watching
at the
home?
children's tent.
Watch this. I'm going to put this in the comments for you all. Okay?
Oh, no.
There we go.
What'd you do?
No, I just put the link to the story.
But the best part about that event is that periodically throughout the day, usually on Saturday, they have World War II veterans, and they get them there in a Jeep, and they take them around the camp so they can see everything, and everybody cheers. They're so cute.
And I hate to say this, but there's fewer and fewer of them in the country.
Yeah,
every year. So
that's what Dan was saying to Dan Vermilia.
Mhm.
He was saying we had a meeting about it today to get our responsibilities for the event, and he said every year it's like the most heart-wrenching part of his job is he has to call these people and invite them, and every year the list gets smaller, and every year people answer the phone and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, he's not with us anymore," and that's just like
that
the
sucks.
worst.
That sucks. Well, our friend Andy Biggio, who has been on the show, remember him with the rifle? He's been bringing them back to their battlefields the last few years, but it's getting harder to do.
Yeah.
Because they're getting really, really old.
Yeah.
And there's not many.
He said
of
he had
them.
to. Remember, he said he had to like help bathe one of them one time, and God, I can't even imagine.
I know, but it's Eric Doors told me a few of the stories about when they take those guys back, and the like grandchildren of the people who own the house that like. I don't know, one of the soldiers stayed in, or they remember a certain fight in their village or whatever it was. I can't remember specifically the story, but, they took the guy back, and it was like, not only was it the grandchildren who lived in the house now, but the grandfather was still alive and remembered. And it was like this big emotional reunion, and they never met each other, but they were there for the same event
at the same
80 years ago. It's wonderful stuff. Andy's such a cool guy for doing that.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I'd be crying the whole time. I was crying when he was here.
That's because he stepped on your toe.
No, because his stories were really sad.
Oh, and that's a good point too. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to eat. Thank you for joining us
On that lovely sad note.
for yet another AG today. And who do we have next week? Do we have anybody lined up next week? Well, maybe it'll be just us. Maybe we'll pull a guest out of our ear before then. Nobody knows. Tad, great job on the cameras there. Thank you very much. Debbie, wake up. We're going to dinner now. All right. And Cindy, thank you. Chris Jones, thank you. Bethany, thank you. And thank all of ya for watching. We'll see you next week.
AG Today is produced by Matt Callery, Bethany Yingling, and Cindy Compton. Engineered by Courtney Micker and sometimes someone else. Guest bookings by Cindy Compton. Guests of AG Today stay wherever the hell they can. We don't have that kind of budget, but maybe someday if you become a patron at www.patreon.com/addressinggettysburg. To be a guest on the show, send an email to cindy@addressinggettysburg.com. I'm Testicles Maximus, the voice of AG Today. Thanks for listening.
Did you say Abe Lincoln?
Robert Downey Jr.
Here comes the tour bus.
I told you there is no time for that. There is no time.
Yes, sir. This concludes our broadcast day.